Sure, why not? Let's read this new person. Why the heck not? If you guys want to join me, I'd really appreciate it, but if not, I totally understand. Hope you have a fantastic night. Read messages or in chats if you want to use those. Otherwise, you can use any love emotes or hype emotes that you have. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? I'll see you guys tomorrow for some more whatever. Take care, everyone. See y'all soon. Goodbye, goodbye.
Someone need to just get the key in the keyhole for the day. Shouldn't passed out. You're glad that you're fine. I don't think we ever get to put our key in the keyhole. Hello, everyone. Hi, how's it going? My name is Wright, and I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch.
Hey, howdy, y'all. Shh. My lady. I don't know. That would be stupid. Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good day that ends in Y. It's Friday. We made a boat. Proud of you all. Me especially. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hi, hope everyone's having a nice day so far. I forgot that it does that. Okay, that's gonna throw me off. I better be careful. But yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. I had an interesting day today. Ended up doing quite a few things this morning. Kind of just caught up on some stuff. Watched Shizu play a little bit. Some games. Caught up on some emails from yesterday's news. Had a nice lunch. Gave my friend a birthday present, which thankfully went through. And oddly enough, so there was this little coffee shop that we go to sometimes. It's okay, right? The main point is like it's somewhere outside we can sit, like have a sandwich, have sometimes a decently priced dessert and stuff like that. Although when we got there, it's like, we regret to inform you, oh blessed customers, we regret to inform you that the lunch set has been made obsolete. And I'm like, no! It's like, I don't know why, and the reasoning, we didn't really get into the reasoning, but essentially when we went there, it's like, hey, lunch sets are no longer available here for the time being. Like, okay. Also, it was super busy. Like, it's not only like because it's Hanami and like there's still a lot of sakura out there. Like the plants were beautiful today. The trees were gorgeous today. But apparently, I forgot that like start of the year, especially like April, is when graduation ceremonies kick in. So all of this coffee shop is by Ueno Park, Ueno Koen, but Ueno Koen also has a bunch of like universities, like art universities or graduate schools and stuff like that around it. So a lot of people are out and about because it's graduation season. People are, graduating from colleges, from high school, etc., etc. So there was a lot going on there. And I was, so we were really busy. So this is all to say, like, it was really swamped, right? This place was really swamped. And I'm just standing there waiting for like a place to put my stuff down while I'm waiting for my friend. My friend, I like hanging out with him. But he is habitually late. I can say this out into the ether because I'm pretty sure this won't get back to him. If it does, I will say it to his face again. But like, I don't really mind it. I'm just saying for the story, like, he's habitually late. So in this circumstance, I'm sitting here waiting for a spot to open up on one of the tables so like I can grab and be like, excuse me, I'm gonna be sitting here, kind of claim it, and I was gonna go in line and get ready. But the line was long and no one was getting up. And then there's this nice girl who's like minding her dog. Not a big deal at first, right? But the problem there is like she wants to leave the dog and go to get into line with coffee and get her lunch. And she can't because, and I know this because I have a dog like this and back home. The dog has massive separation issues. And so the dog is sitting there like, and she's like, well, what do I do? I need to get in line, but I can't leave the dog. And she sees me like, oh, please, is it okay? Could you like mind my dog? I'm like, I mean, like, I'm just trying to be nice, right? So I'm like, I guess so. I mean, like, I like dogs, and I think a big strong boy like me can handle a tiny dog. Hi, Ashby, good to see you. So like, all right, I'm sitting here, I'm dog sitting. I'm kind of bent over like this because like it's so tiny. It's like it's like a little poodle. It's like a little poodle dog, and I'm sitting here, she's so small, I'm like cradling her gently like, hey, it's okay, you're gonna be fine. So I'm just sitting here trying to comfort the dog who is like freaking out, right? Because like, mom's not here. I just like typical separation anxiety. So it goes okay, and then the long story short was like my friend arrived. We shared the table. She's sitting next to us with her dog. Because she's having lunch with a friend. She's meeting a friend. So we get to talking. My friend goes in the wingman mode for me, basically. Goes like, oh yeah, he's a successful engineer. He's got a nice place to live. Did you know he knows how to bake? And I'm just like, oh my God. But like, we'll see. Like, we exchanged line contacts, so it was like, maybe we'll go out for like a drinking thing. I think like for me, like she seems nice, but at the same time, it's like when asked about her hobbies, the only two she had was I babysit my dog and I drink. And I'm like, okay, that might be a tad concerning. Like, you know, it's not that I expect people to have like a billion hobbies or anything, mind you. That's not what I'm saying. Just that like, so when you're not working, you're just sitting at home drinking and minding the dog. Okay. You know, that was the impression, right? Anyways, what was I going about? I think I was just kind of rambling and ranting and kind of giving you guys some guys about my day while I waited for everybody to come on because we're going back to court. Case 5 resumes. Man, this one's a big one. But before we do anything else, let's do some between stream stuff. So, I think I already said this before, but thank you, Lucy the Cobalt, for the raid last night. That was very lovely of you. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. And Valeria. We raided Valeria last night after Nikkei night, after Thursday. Oh, hi, Lucy. Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see you. Valeria followed. Thank you so much for the follow. And also, thank you for the shout out. I do appreciate that as well. I hope they had a nice Nikkei night as well. Just finished dinner and sitting down with a drink. What are you having? What are you having, Dreamer? Also, Atchvi and Dreamer, thanks for the boats. I noticed Atchvi bragging like, I'm only 20 boats away. Yes, he's like that villain, like in the big scene with like the monitors. He's just monitoring everything. Yes, it's all coming to fruition. Although I imagine with Atchvi, it kind of be more like a Mr. Burns or something like that. Yes, that's right. Keep eating. Little do you know, you're getting closer to the poison donut. Smithers, there is a poison donut, is there? Isn't there? No, sir. I locked it over to the lawyers, and they said that would constitute murder. Damn the tent hides! Anyway. Okay, stupid Simpsons bit over. So yeah, we're gonna go back to court. Extra cheesy tuna mornay? I'm reading that right? Sometimes R lately, because of the glasses, R and N kind of looks like an M. Mornay with macadamia liquor mixed with ginger beer. What is a mornay? Is that a fish? Is that a fish or something? Macadamia liquor and ginger beer. It kind of sounds like a mix. It kind of sounds like when you say ginger beer, the first thing that comes to mind is like a Moscow mule, like a Colorado mule or a Moscow mule. I've had those before. Mules are good. Mules are tasty. It's tuna in a cheesy white sauce. Oh, okay. So it's like tuna moray as in like the way the tuna's prepared. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're having a great dinner then, Dreamer. We'll settle in. We'll saddle up, cowboy, because we got ourselves some wrangling to do. I don't know why I'm doing that. Anyway. Actually, I think my martial voice, I was kind of going for like deep-seated, deep-throated, like Montana rancher who's lived in the mountains all his life with his cattle. It's like, well, I've never known a man to never know, something like that. Like, they try to spout some wisdom or something like that. I've never known a man who needed a car. But I've known a man who needed the touch of the earth beneath him and the dirt in his fingers every day. Something like that, you know. Some like weird nonsensical wisdom of like, he's so down to earth and in tune with nature or something like that. Anyway, yeah, so I think with that, we're gonna get to court. So last time, good morning, Cass. Hope you're doing well. So last time, we were kind of just continuing the investigation. We're still in the middle of the investigation. But we know that we're right behind that door, behind Patrolman Marshall, former Detective Marshall, is the murder scene, apparently. And Officer Meekins has been named a suspect. But the funny part is that the one person he supposedly killed was Mr. Goodman, Detective Goodman, who's also the murder suspect who's also the victim of the defendant. 2 murders, 2 knives. The rest is just icing. And if you know that reference, welcome. I hope your back isn't as hurting today. Mine's doing fine, but I did a little walking. But you might make sure to stretch. And if you don't know that reference, wait till October. We might we might figure that out. All right. Well, with that in mind, I think we're gonna kind of get warmed up here a little bit, but I think we just gave Marshall his bribe of a Salisbury steak lunch, and I think we need to talk to him, and we need to move to the evidence room. So this is where we're gonna start. Okay, so we're gonna talk to Marshall. Right, he was telling us about transferal and like what was happening. Basically, the day of the murder, there was a big bunch of evidence moving from the police station over to the prosecutor's office for transferal, which is basically like cold storage for cold cases. Basically, it's basically their way of saying like, we're done with this case. You can take this and never talk. Don't bother us about it ever again. Something like that, right? All right. So, with that being said, it's time to begin the investigation today in the evidence room. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. Just gonna shift a little. I like my hoodie, but like, it makes a little lump in the back of my neck that I'm not a fan of. I wonder how like people do this, like sit in normal chairs. I wonder how people sit in normal chairs. Like without that context, that's just a dumb thing. How do people sit down? Just the mic. There we go. Nice and comfy. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. It's quiet. The investigation must be over here. So this is the evidence room? It really is kind of like a graveyard. Graveyards are supposed to have grass and trees. This feels more like a morgue. Nice try, Mr. Wright. You can't scare me. I wasn't trying to. Hey, Gumshoe! Whoa! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I wouldn't recommend going around smacking ghosts on the head, pal. Did she slap him or something like that? Did you bonk him? So, is it true what I heard? Righto, please, do I look like a selfish man? Heck, if anyone asked me, sir, can I borrow $50? I'd give them $50, no problem. So go ahead, investigate that room to your heart's desire. Knock yourself out. Yeah, it's true. So, Chief of Police Gant will loan anyone $50? Even me? I love this man. Oh, Gumshoe. Poor Gumshoe. Oh, so that's what you were talking about. Actually, I was just put in charge of the investigation for today. Just for today? Boss for a day? But guess what? You got permission from the chief, so now you're boss for a day. Gee, thanks. First of all, you'll want to have this. Evidence room floor plans added to the court record. It's so nice, he actually gives me evidence instead of me having to smooth talk him out of it. Anyway. Gumshoe. We love you, man. Wow! Look at this big pile of junk in the corner. That looks like a car door. There's a pair of handcuffs attached to the frame. Maybe the guy they caught was some sort of escaped artist and he got away. Hey, that's one of those human profiles for range testing. He's been shot square in the forehead. Better him than us. Point taken. She's not wrong. She ain't wrong. There's something sticking out of there. Looks like a shirt. I guess it must be evidence for some case. I wonder if Detective Gumshoe put this here. There you go, pal. Make me out to be some kind of slob. I'm not responsible for the evidence here. That said, I bet that evidence lockup was opened recently. How do you know? Well, if you leave things hanging out like that, the evidence gets dirty and ripped. The guard checks on that kind of stuff and notifies the detective responsible. How many times have I had him breathing down my neck about some silly evidence? Sounds like Detective Gumshoe leaves the evidence hanging out a lot too. I bet he doesn't tuck his shirt. I bet he doesn't tuck his shirt under that trench coat either. Ugh, if you're gonna talk behind my back, don't do it right in front of them, pal. Yeah, you're right. My bad. This place is stuffed with evidence. Stuffed with dreams. I'm not sure about the dreams. It won't open. Did you really think it would? Hey, pal. Our security's high-tech around here. Hey, is that a fishing pole? Some sort of bulky equipment is gathering dust here. What a sorry-looking fishing pole that is. Ah, that's my personal pole. I never did get around to using it. Wait, I've seen that somewhere before. Right, pal, that's the metal detector. The one that led to the solving of that case out of Gourd Lake, remember? Oh, right. Wow, that feels like it was ages ago. And I don't think I've seen this one before. Oh, that's a bug sweeper. I'm sure it'll come in handy in solving some case sooner or later. That cheap-looking box? You can't judge a person or a machine by the cover. You gotta look at the heart. The heart, Osborne. The heart, Phoenix. Anyway. Should I keep looking or should I ignore Detective Gumshoe? Well, that looks like a blood stain. Oh, that reminds me. I have spray. I can spray things now. I'm gonna spray. And we're gonna spray. Ooh, I found something. Examine. Enhance! Why am I getting a reaction here? There's no reason for the murderer to touch the spot he fled out the door. This just might be something significant. Hey, that's some pretty amazing stuff you got there, pal. What, this? It's called luminol testing fluid. Where'd you get your hands on that? Huh? I'd like to get some too. I'll just borrow 50 bucks from the chief. Where do you get this, Emma? I always buy it by mail order. Well, I'd better jot this down on the floor plans. Okay, so we're gonna make note of that on the floor plan that Detective Gumshoe delicately gave us. I'll save the talking for later. Spray. Always spraying towards a brighter future. Oh, there's a lot of ketchup over here. Enhance? That must have been one massive pool of blood. Never seen anything like it. I'm not a professional. What's your opinion, Detective? Pale blue blood. Maybe Detective Goodman was actually an alien? This proves that something really happened in front of the locker. I'll make a note of it on the floor plans. Hey, if you didn't want my opinion, you shouldn't have aced. Yeah, you know what? You're right, Detective. That's my bad. Enhance! All right. I knew it! This is someone's right handprint. What? What's the matter, Detective? This locker, it's mine. It's yours? Please, you have to help me when they come to take me away. Promise you'll testify I wouldn't harm a fly. You'll do that for me, won't you, pals? This is an important clue. I'll jot it down on the floor plans. I'm counting on you guys. Believe me, you can't trust the police. I mean, he's not wrong, but I don't know if he should be the one saying that. What? But you're a detective. You just shattered this poor girl's world, Detective Gumshoe. All right, let's look over here. What is this saw and paint doing here? Since the dawn of time, true art has always been a war against oppression. True art? I noticed that there's blue and yellow paint here. Perhaps we're witnessing the birthplace of the Blue Badger? Well, yeah, you might say this is my studio. Here, in the evidence room? Okay, detective's getting in trouble. Someone left a glove here, but only one. Detective Gumshoe, maybe? There you go, pal, making me out to be some kind of absent-minded detective. That's evidence from the case, you know. You mean SL9. It does have a tag on it. Rubber glove added to the court record. Extremely thin rubber glove. All right. I don't know why that'd be hanging there, but... Wow, someone must have broken something big to make all these pieces. Detective Gumshoe, perhaps? There you go again, pal. Make me out to be some kind of hooligan. We've made him a slob. We've made him an absent-minded detective. We've made him a hooligan. What else will we make the fair and handsome detective Gumshoe? You find out tonight. That's apparently from The Case. The Case? The SL9 incident, pal. See the sticker on one of the pieces there? Another piece of SL9 evidence. I wonder what shape these pieces were in before it was broke. You want to try to put it back together? Ha! Good luck, pal. That's no job for amateurs. Why, I spent a good 3 hours on that before I had to give up. That's why I always carry around a tube of glue. Well, this piece looks like the bottom. Let's try putting the rest in place. Oh, this reminds me of a puzzle. Ooh, this reminds me of a puzzle. All right, so Q. All right, so I can rotate the pieces. Is it just match the piece to the edge? All right. Oops, sorry. Wait. Oh, okay, hold on. Easy with the button presses now. I got that hot hand. No. Maybe? No. Maybe? That's correct. Okay. Next piece. Maybe? No. Maybe? No. Maybe? No. Maybe yes? No. Maybe? No, it's all wrong. Oh, no. Maybe? Okay, there we go. No. Oh, I think this is, well, I mean, if I rotate it correctly, it would be. There we go. Wasn't it like, that looks like a piece with a big chunk like that. That looks custom made for it. Awesome. All right. Oh, okay. But just that tiny sliver. Is that all game? All right, I see how it is. No. I keep hitting the button too quickly. Maybe? That's why. All right, let's see. What about you? Yeah, that's you. That looks like you to a T. Okay. Oh, and then this one's next. Just gotta rotate it in the right position. Presto changeo, rearrangeo. What? Is it this one? Oh, I guess it's that one. They both have kind of like that E shape or that C shape to it. Well. It's gotta be this one. Maybe? That doesn't look like the shape, but you know what? I'll take it. And then finally. And there we go. Well, we assembled it. Huh? Well, I think we did it, but some of the pieces are missing. Yeah, I got that thought too in 2 minutes myself. The problem's finishing it. Yeah, I believe him. Were some pieces stolen? I bet they were missing to begin with. Still, it does look like the most doesn't look like the most stable kind of jar. I kind of understand how it got broken. Jar pieced back together from fragments found at the crime scene. A piece is missing. A single piece. And if I find it, I unlock the key of time! If you put these pieces together, it makes a jar. There are two things that bother me. One, why are some of the pieces missing? Two, doesn't it seem a little unstable? No wonder it broke. I'll make sure to remember that the next time I make a jar. I'm a jar master, one might say. Speaking of a jar, the door. You see what I did there? Look, This one's open, and the red indicator light above the door is lit. That locker is coated with Detective Goodman's fingerprint. Detective Goodman's locker. Are you sure it's okay to leave it open like that? Well, it'd be hard to get it open again if we closed it. It's empty. They must have taken the contents elsewhere. All right. Oh, did we not examine that locker? What's this? Blood. It's a little worn, but there's definitely a handprint here. Looks like someone tried to wipe it off. Mr. Wright, what if there are other bloodstains left in the room? Oh, we already did that. We should use her testing fluid to check it out. All right, then. Done and dusted, old timer. All right. So did I put all of that on this? This is the map. Yeah, so I got a bloodstain there, and a big bloodstain up there. Gotcha. We got the jar, we got the glove. I guess I should check the evidence here. Tag says SL911. I guess this is another piece of evidence from the case. You know, I never did care for the word tag. It's confusing. Huh? What's so confusing about that? Do you know how many other words sound like it? Bag, gag, nag, lag, zag. Zag? Is that a word? Do you challenge me? What, are we playing a word game now? I challenge. I'm gonna look this up, and if I'm wrong, I don't know. Zag. What is zag? Is there a definition? Nope, doesn't look like it. So I do challenge you, Miss Smarty Pants. According to the thing, it's like there is a definition for it, but it's like for the ISO 497 of a metric ton of silver. So a zag is like some weird metric for like measuring silver, but we're not on the silver standard. We're not even on the gold standard anymore. So don't know if that counts. I would challenge. I think I would confidently challenge. All right, so this is written by Goodman for the lost item report. And then we have this ID card thing, and we know that's Bruce Goodman's ID. We have someone with the same ID entering twice at 4:50 and 5:14, one other person at 4:40, and one other person at 4:20. Blaze it. All right. All right, let's go back to Detective Gumshoe and talk to him. Let's talk to the poor guy. So, Detective Gumshoe, your boss for the day? That's right. It's an honor. After all, the murder took place right here in the police department. But if you're boss, why are you all alone? Where are your underlings? Thinking, processing. They're using yesterday's findings to prepare for tomorrow's trial. In other words, you got kicked out of the investigation. Again. I'm adamant, though. I'm gonna take control and put this case to rest. In my own evidence locker, pal. You have a locker in here too, Detective Gumshoe? Of course. I am a detective, after all. They gave me a locker that only I can open, pal. Only you can open? I'll always believe in Mr. Edgeworth, no matter what happens. So, Mr. Edgeworth is with the inquiry committee right now, right? They're trying to figure out who's responsible for the mess up in court today. I see. I guess this is what you call fate. Mr. Edgeworth just can't get away from that case. That case. Yeah, that case. SL9 incident, of course. That was the beginning of the end for Mr. Edgeworth. Maybe we can get him to tell us more about the case. This place is more high-tech than you might think. Every locker is fixed so that only one detective can open it. Using their ID card? Well, that's the thing, pal. ID cards can be lost. Why, I'm on my third card since entering the force already. That sounds like a lot. Yeah, but even I can't lose my own right hand. Well, you say that, Detective, but somehow I believe you'll find a way. Right hand? Oh, you mean your fingerprint? Exactly, pal. The lock for each lock is coded with a fingerprint. So, the only locker we can open is our own. Oh, look at that. Look at that photo. Does Gumshoe have a little bit of a crush on somebody? That's adorable. So the only locker we can open is our own. Funny, they look like normal lockers. These are the latest model. There's a trick to the handles, see? The handles? On the other side of the handles is a sensor, and if the wrong person touches it, bzzah, you get a shock. Jeez, if that's what happened, my hand would be black and smoking every day. In any case, locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. All right, evidence locker added to the court record. Some people don't know about this, huh? I'll have to try and keep that in mind. Is his locker now open? Darn. All right. What if, so, Phoenix talked about SL9. Can I get him to open up about that? Like, can I talk to him about it? So I'm like, God, we already have a lot of evidence. What happens if I show him this? Allow me to say one thing, speaking as a detective. If I see a piece of evidence I know nothing about, I say nothing. Nothing! That's fine? You bet it's fine, pal. Okay. So that didn't help. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors Award Mr. Edgeworth got the other day. Were you at the awards ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Ah, congratulations. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently, he's forgotten. SL9. This is my crowning achievement. My masterpiece, you might say. But, art is always misunderstood, pal. Art? He was dancing proudly on the day of the award ceremony. But there were a lot of people coming and going after the ceremony. So they took the Blue Badger away for a while. Really? Why? Oh, they said it was shameful or something like that. Shameful! I toil night and day! I sympathize with Detective Gumshoe. But I can see why they moved it. It's a monstrosity. It is a demon creature. A spawn of Satan itself. How do I get him to talk about SL9? Maybe that was a red herring? Detective Goodman's note and that switchblade knife. I bet Edgeworth was the most surprised of anyone. Really? Because of the SL9 connection? That was Mr. Edgeworth's first big case, you know, 2 years ago. Oh, that's why. So Edgeworth was the prosecutor. His big win? That was the first time the world knew Edgeworth was a man to be feared. But why would evidence from that case turn up now? I guess it's not over yet, pal. Maybe there's some loose ends left on that case. By the way, give me a second, fellas. Transparency. Not the speed. Can I turn it a little up? I want to turn up the speed to fast, just to see if I can, what could happen there. Oh, here we go. Now that was a bloody, violent case. Violent? So it was a murder. A serial killing. A serial killing? Maybe I don't want to get involved in this after all. But the killer made a mistake, and Mr. Edgeworth built his case around that to nab him. And this was 2 years ago? That put Mr. Edgeworth right in the spotlight and started the rumor mill. Rumors about forged evidence. It was supposed to be all cleaned up with the transferal the other day. 1 second. They're calling me. They're calling me. Anyway. It was all supposed to be cleaned up with the transfer the other day. It was the last job he ever did. Detective Goodman, that is. Huh? What do you mean? Detective Goodman was the detective in charge of the SL9 incident, see? So that switchblade knife, The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker. The victim took the knife out of the evidence locker himself? Okay. Is there anything else I can get him to talk to me about? I think that was all I could think of. We'll come back here. Is there anything in here I can convince him about? Maybe talk to him about the evidence? The sheriffs back in the Wild West didn't place much faith in evidence. About the only thing they trusted was their shooting hand. This is neither Wild nor West here. But that and this are two different things entirely. I guess so? I'm lost? Looks like we need some evidence to get anywhere with this guy. Will he talk to us about anything? Like maybe the glove? Nope. He's beaten Emma with the power of confusion. I don't think he has anything to say new, right? Because let me check. Yeah, he already said everything. What do? What else can I pick up? I'm not trying to brute force it, but I'm trying to think about what my thought process is like, how do I get him to talk to me about SL9? I'll show him the badger. That'll work. Nah, he's immune to the badger. He's seen too many badgers out there in the Wild West of his security station. No, maybe there is additional things, or maybe I just go somewhere else for the time being. What about the list? He did give me the list. Maybe he can give me some additional information here. Nope. He ain't gonna be that helpful. So Detective Gumshoe's right. And Goodman took the evidence out all by his lonesome. What does that mean? Also, what happened to the blood stain? Was it just this? Okay, it just added it there. Got it. Okay. What does the detective have to say about this? No, nothing. Okay. Okay. Maybe we move away from here for the time being, because I don't know if we have what we need here. We picked up a few things from the evidence room. Maybe, no, Gumshoe, it might not be Gumshoe, but didn't we also have the ability to go back to Edgeworth? Could go see our boyfriend. I don't think Miss Star has anything for us at the moment. No, not here. Maybe Detective Center? Hello, Meekins. Maybe I'll try to talk to him. Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? Also, audio warning, gang. This is your audio warning when we talk to Meekins. I'm sorry, sir. Really sorry, but I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. He's passing the buck, Mr. Wright. It takes a special kind of man to pass the buck to Edgeworth. No, okay. Nothing there. Nothing there. Wait. I didn't take a look at this. I finished it, but I didn't take a look at it. Hey, look. They're hard to make out, but there's some dark red stains here. Looks like blood. Do you think Detective Goodman's blood was somehow got on this when he stabbed? Well, he... Do you think Detective Goodman's blood somehow got on this when he was stabbed? Not likely. Hi, BB. Welcome in. Thanks for the boat. And also, Cass, thank you for the boat. I appreciate it. Come on in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. How's it hanging? Hello. We're still investigating. Blood looks like it's been here for months, maybe longer. This jar was evidence in the SL9, so years. That might be when the blood got on it. Still preserved and still blood. Blood. Oh my goodness. BB, thank you so much. 6 months. I appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. Welcome aboard. I hope you're enjoying your stay here on the boat. Wait, what the? Huh? Huh? This thing doesn't have a bottom. That's weird. I wonder which side is up. Better yet, what's the purpose of a bottomless jar? At least it doesn't collect dust inside, right? Somehow I don't think that was part of the design process. All right. So there's a bottomless jar. A bottomless jar, you say? Am I gonna need a nudge? Am I gonna need a nudge this early? Let me think about this a little more. My thought was like, can't talk to Edgy. What to do? What I do? I'm relying on the high schooler. Oh, well, isn't it obvious? We should begin with that, you know, that thing. The mystery of the victim, I guess. How could one man, Detective Goodman, be killed in 2 places simultaneously? Oh, well, you see, we should go to the police department. The evidence room, was it? I'm not being very useful here, am I? No, you're being very, helpful. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, he got browbeaten and caught. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors? You were even in the defendant's chair just this past December. Gurgle. Edgeworth noises. There was that business with him not reading that officer's report. About the killing at the police department, right? The chief of police was right about that. But I can't help but think someone at the police department doesn't like Edgeworth. There's that guy in the back who was playing solitaire. Edgeworth cut his salary one too many times and he swore vengeance that day. Meekins doesn't have anything. What can I think about this? So, we know that it was a murder in the evidence room. We know there was the glove. Maybe we need to go back and talk to Edgeworth some more. Not Edgeworth. I need to talk to, how do I get there again? God, this is a little complex. Are we sure? Well, no, not move. Is there, am I sure there's anything else I can't talk to him about? I know what maybe two of the machines in here do. Only 2 of them? There must be a dozen. Like I said, Bambina, mean machines, well, I like them about as much as I like stewed cauliflower with my steaks. The easiest ones to understand are these here security cameras. Those are the ones that Officer Meekins mentioned. If nothing happens, the tapes are automatically erased every few hours. And Officer Meekins and Detective Goodman, are they on one of those tapes? I reckon they might be. You're the security guard and you reckon? One more thing. When you go into the evidence room, you're gonna need an ID card. Howdy, Cheesy. Thus the card reader by the door. The card reader leaves a record of every ID card that passes through. Right. Meow. I mean morning. Good morning. So this is the ID card record. Yeah, we did this before. Sorry, Bambina. I can't show you more than that. Huh? I haven't heard whether this is related to the case yet. Mr. Wright, I saw a number on that record. I've seen that before. Well, we already did that because that's why we got the... That's how we got the idea about, like... That's why he entered the Bruce Goodman, because we know that card. What to do? Can I give him this? Nope. He's gonna beat Emma back with the power of confusion. And me too. Do I need a nudge? Hello, everybody. It's good to see you, Shizu. Hope you slept well. You didn't miss much. We're kind of still in investigation phase. We talked to Gumshoe in the evidence room. Other than that, my brain don't know what to do. Can I examine the inside of the locker? I did. Hi, Poulter. Welcome in. How you doing? It's good to see you. How are you doing, sir? Well, I can't present anything here. What do I do? What am I gonna do? Which way should I go now? I refuse to elaborate. That's fair. Normally in this game, I have to present evidence to make you open up, but I don't have any evidence to present to you at this time. So yeah, that's fair. You refuse to elaborate. That is fair. But I'm glad to see you all the same, Poulter. Welcome in. What if I put the jar on Gumshoe's head? No, that wouldn't work. It wouldn't fit. Can I talk to him about the evidence locker a little bit more? You can't open the lockers if your fingerprints doesn't match. If you can't open it, if they can open it, they'll give you 50 cents. Note, the police department lacks faith in its lock system. After all, Detective Goodman was stabbed here after opening his locker. But at the same time, he was found dead over at the prosecutor's office. Okay. He responded to that one and gave him the knife. Throw a rat at him? Oh, if only I had a rat. Nope. It doesn't have anything. For once, he doesn't have anything to say about an autopsy report to me. What about the knife? I found in Mr. Edgeworth's car. Stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What would drive police prosecutor Sky to do such a thing? Whoa, the rat be upon ye. Don't talk to me of rats. Damn rats just ruined my Mugenics run. Oh, are you a Mugenics fan? Or one of our mods, JT's deep into the Mugenics? Wait, I didn't mean, I mean, sure, of course someone else really did it. Someone who must have had a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. Uh-huh. I think that's what we're trying to track down, Detective. Nothing about evidence, blah, blah. Spray him in the eye with luminol fluid. No. What if I spray again? Maybe I need to check something with the spray bottle? No. I already did that. I might need a nudge. I don't want to, like, look up the answer, or I can find a spoiler-free, maybe I can find a spoiler-free thing, FAQ, but I need a nudge. I might need a nudge. I'm drawing a blank here, fellas. I activated my old Pokemon breeding skills on deep in cat experimentation. Those are perfectly normal things to say when you're talking about a game about cats. My cats had rubber armor that bounces. I got the rat boss bouncing between them by mistake. And they died to impact damage. Yeah, you know, I mean, a cat can only bounce so many times before, like, the rubber starts to wear off, you know. Alright, I'm gonna try to see if I can find a, Phoenix, right. Spoiler free guide. Spoiler free guide. So, okay, so where is it? Okay, we gave the stake ID. I gave him the ID. That got us into the evidence room. We assembled. Yeah, we did that. We did that. I think I missed maybe one or two things, but I think there's a couple things I can do. Still. So let me look at this. I also might want to. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that. There we go. Okay. Yeah, anyway. Let's see if one of these two things is what I'm missing. So there was a couple things on this checklist that like, do you do? So this, what I'm looking at is like a checklist, like, have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? So I was like, I did that, did that. Okay. Did I? So there's one thing I don't know if I did. There's two things I don't know if I did. I don't know if I presented this to him. Did I do this already? I thought, no, didn't I just say 5 minutes ago? I think I did this because of the ID record. Right, that. Yeah, we already did this because he added the thing. Yeah, I remember this now. Sorry, I'm not doing voices at the minute because I think I already did all this. Yeah, because that updated the ID. Maybe I should show this list to other people IDs. That's the clue. Okay, I didn't do that. So what if, like, I move into the evidence room? Thank you, Phoenix. So what if I present this list to Gumshoe? Could you take a look at this? This is the ID card record of the people who came in here on the day of the stabbing. Nah, I heard the rumors. So it was Goodman who came in at the time of the murder. Whoa! What is it? That second number. It's not your ID number, is it, Detective Gumshoe? Mr. Edgeworth. What? The second number on this list belongs to Mr. Edgeworth. Dun 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 dun! What? Okay. Why would Edgeworth have come to the evidence room? Hey, pal, look at the time. Was there something you needed to be going to? It's just that Thanks, headset John. It's just that Mr. Edgeworth's inquiry committee should be letting out soon. I'm gonna go give him my report for the day. That your report is the place that seems to serve like a stick. You know what? You do your thing, detective. And might help, you know. Report? You mean the note written on the back of the flyer? The one that says nothing but no problems? Hey, it's Mr. Edgeworth we're talking about. I'm sure he could use a report like this. I believe in him. Who needs enemies when you got friends like Detective Gumshoe? I'm up, pal. Later. He's doing his best, Phoenix. Come on. I should probably see what Edgeworth has to say, too. There we go. There's a prompt. There's our prompt. So if I look at this, now there's a new entry. Edgeworth is there. So there's 2 more names we have to check here. I think he ignored it when I gave it to him. So let me just double check that. Yeah, I already sent this to him. He said nothing. Move. Can I get here? Is Gant here? No, Gaunt is not here. Then I guess it's time to go to the High Prosecution's office. Maybe I should ask Meekins for his ID? Officer Meekins, could you take a look at this? I'm sorry, sir. Really sorry. I have no idea what that is. Maybe you should ask Mr. Edgeworth, sir. He's passing the buck, right? Takes a special kind to pass the buck. Yeah, we already did this. All right. I guess it might not be Meekins' ID then. Ah, there he is. Our boyfriend's finally back. February 23rd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. Oh, I didn't expect him to be here. Guests. My apologies. Oh, it's you. Have we met somewhere? Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, I beg your leave. So long. Is Edgeworth here? There, standing by the window, a teacup in his hand. There he is. Right. He has the hotel bring him tea service? Mr. Edgeworth, you're back from the district prosecutor's office inquiry? I am. By the way, Detective Gumshoe was looking for you. Yes. He brought me the latest information, it seems. Really? Was it helpful? Apparently, a new French restaurant is opening near here. I think he was trying to console me, somehow. The real info's on the other side, Edgeworth. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I think this whole thing's really taking a toll on him. Oh, Edgy. How you doing, buddy? How you feeling? How's your face? So, how did the inquiry committee go? Actually, they decided to treat this not as a case of concealing evidence, but as a communications error during the investigation. Concealing evidence? Yes. Apparently, there's some who believe I concealed evidence. They gave me a warning. You were lucky this time. Again. Again? I've had them say that so many times. Ever since that case 2 years ago. So are you okay for the trial tomorrow? Well, I'm still the presiding prosecuting attorney. However, something happened? They gave control of the investigation over to the police department. The police department? Yes. Any further investigation for this case will be directed by the chief of police, Gunt. I can do nothing but wait for his results. I see. Why, I ask you? Why? All along, I've done only what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. Oh, our boy's having a mental crisis, and we'll get back to consoling him after this commercial break. We're just getting started. We got a long road ahead of us tonight, but thanks for hanging out with me, Boat. Appreciate it. I'll see you on the other side of the break. All right. Is there anything else I should be doing before? I should probably go up, get stretched out of this. Get stretched out of it. What the hell's wrong with me? I should probably go and make sure I refresh my drink. And I'll be right back. Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum. All right. The only thing I don't like about this hoodie is how to sit in here, in this thing. I need to figure out like how to like put it comfortably here and then put it here. And then I can also lean back a little bit, but either way. Boy, how's everyone doing? I hope you guys are having a good morning. Most of you are probably just waking up. Again, my day was interesting. Was dog sitting earlier this afternoon during lunch. Impromptu dog sitting with a very, very nervous dog. But it went well, I think, all things considered. I did a good deed today. At least I think so. And I got to catch up with a friend, give them their birthday present. I got them a watch. I got them a watch. I don't know why I said it that way, but anyway. They liked it. So I think I did a good job of gift selection, which is nice. We're going to do a Ikebana on Sunday. So my usual friend time will probably be cut short because I got to get up and I got to go. We're going to have like due time. We're going to go to a nice Italian restaurant and then we're going to do Ikebana for the first time. Merci. Is that your way of saying murky, Shizu? Is there anything on your mind? I don't know. Anyway, I love that Red Hood. She makes me smile. just like all of you. And then when I got back, I was like, watched a little bit of Frost, who beat Spyro 2 again. And then I was like, I don't know. I'll just kind of get ready for stream, I guess. Oh, thanks for the hydrate, Cheesy. Boy, am I thirsty. And just in time for the break. And thank you for the stretch. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Let's get back and keep going. All along, I've only done what I believe is right. I have nothing to be ashamed of. But still. Wow. I've never seen him this out of sorts. So I think I'm gonna have to present him some evidence. I think the idea is, like, we want to talk to him about SL6. Maybe we should talk to him about this. Oh, right. I better check this now. As I was saying, What is this? A record of ID card usage. Edgeworth, you went to the evidence room that day, didn't you? Just before the incident occurred, no less. Yes, that is true. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? Please don't look at me like that. I was asked to go. By Chief Gaunt, no less. The Chief of Police? He wanted evidence for the case that wrapped up half a year ago. Merc is yet to name that case directly. Maybe today I will. AI-16. Apparently it was this case. He told me he wanted me to keep it here in the prosecutor's office. But it was solved, right? It would have to be if the evidence was already filed. The chief is never one to explain himself. In any case, on the day of the stabbings, I brought this back here. Can I ask what kind of case it was? I cannot say. It really has nothing to do with the current case. Now I'm curious about this other case. I better make a note of it. Evidence from a past case of Edgeworth's brought back to his office by Gant's request. Stubborn as always. I told you this has nothing to do with the current case. I didn't say nothing. He's reading my brain. He's in my mind. Did I say DL6? I'm pretty sure I said SL9. I'm fairly certain I said SL9, but I could be wrong. Right, please. I'm the prosecutor on this case. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss the case with you over a cup of tea? I mean, kinda. I said SL6? Okay, well then, yeah. Then in that case, yes. I was wrong. I was still wrong. The streak continues. You don't expect me to sit here and discuss this case with you over a cup of tea? Maybe, like, offer you some freshly baked scones or something? Is that what you expect, right? You expect it to be in my apron? You know, kiss the chef with a nice bakery tray of bakery fresh scones while we sip tea? Is that what you expect, right? I'll pass on the tea. Just tell me about the case. Mr. Wright! Mr. Edgeworth just told you no in a very polite manner. Whose side are you on, anyway? Maybe if I just show him my best evidence, I can get some reaction out of him. My best evidence? What is my best evidence? I showed him that already. Did he enter that? He sure did. All right, so we got confirmation. Yes, that's my ID. All right. What about this? You want to see my jar? No. Okay. So that's the you showed him the wrong evidence logo. All right. It would have been silly if, like, he did show me that. My best evidence. The knife? If you don't tell me, I'm gonna stab you? Oh. Shit. Shit. I thought he was... Damn it. Because I was expecting something in the corner to be there when, like, you hit something. I was a little fast. Sorry. Some dark suspicion you were wrapped up in. You are the man who revived the worst memory in my life. I figured I'd be telling you about this sooner or later. He must be talking about his father's murder in that elevator. Okay, Edgeworth, why don't you tell me about it? Tell me the truth. I guess whatever Can I do it again? Because I feel bad. I went a little too quicksy on that one. I know you. You've probably got a hold of some information already, right? It all has to do with that case you were on, the SL9 incident, and some dark suspicion. All right, So, okay, that was all I missed. All right. At least I got it. Allegations of forgery. The SL9 incident was a heinous serial killing case. The head of the investigation was the deputy chief of police at the time, Damon Gant. That wacky old coot was involved in the case 2 years ago too, then. He was a top officer. It was my first time working with him. I was nervous. Wow, you get nervous too, Mr. Edgeworth? What I want to know is why it was a deputy chief of police on the investigation. In truth, I used slightly more extreme methods than normal. We were dealing with a vicious murderer. If I let him go, the blood would be on my hands. We won our guilty verdict, and the killer was executed. Wait, you didn't? Of course not! I didn't touch the evidence. Yes, I will do anything in my power to win a trial. However, I do have a code, and I follow it faithfully. By the way, Emma, the chief prosecutor wanted to know something. My sister? What? If you were still studying forensic science. Huh? Yeah, of course. Like, just today, Mr. Wright and I were using this. Luminal testing fluid, hmm? Well then, you might have use for this. Makeup? Aluminum powder for taking fingerprints? It's been chemically treated for better adhesion. For me? Are you sure? We are the enemy, you know. I've no say in today's investigation. Do as you will. Edgeworth, I'm really... No need to thank me. Here, take your powder and these fingerprint files for everyone involved. Thanks. How about giving these to Detective Gumshoe as well? Fingerprinting sent. Yay! It covers fingerprints from handprints for comparison. Well, let's get going. One last investigation. Right. I do seem to remember a suspicious handprint somewhere. I recall a few. Back to the evidence room. Oh, Miss Star's gone. Stop enabling delusional children. No can do, Shizu. I will not be the one to crush their dreams. Oh, and the marshal's out too. February 23rd, evidence room, sector 3. Our investigation turned up a suspicious handprint. Here, in this blood on the detective's evidence locker. Let's use the secret weapon we just borrowed. All right. It's fingerprint time. Right, let's get started. First, choose a finger. A finger? Each finger leaves behind a slightly different imprint. So let's choose the finger that will have left behind the clearest print. I'm glad you had it sounded like you were having a great time with it, Shizu. I was enjoying watching you earlier today, too, by the way. By the way, for all of those who are not here, although I suspect that's very few, go follow Shizu. She's a good bean. She is a good bean and a cute spider. Anyway. And she's gonna stab me, but I do not care. She will get away with it because of all this blood in the evidence room already. I really can't tell the difference at a glance. Quit procrastinating and choose a finger. All right, geez, you just want a fingerprint. Let's take the index. Feeling like in an index mood today. Okay, now it's time to check for prints. Let me show you how it's done. Oh, that's actually the pointer. The index would be that one. That's the index finger. I probably should put two up. That one's the index finger, and that one's the pointer finger. I was being very careful not to expose the middle finger. I do not want to flip off the boat, because I like the boat. Emma's starting to get that sparkle in her eye. First, we sprinkled the aluminum powder around. Huh? How do you do that? With enter. See? Ah, it looks like that did the trick. The aluminum powder adheres completely to the print. Once the powder is well spread, just blow away the excess. Huh? And how do I do that? With E! Exciting, I know. Imagine you're blowing out the candles on a birthday cake. See? Wow, that looks like fun. I might take some getting used to, though. It's fine. It won't go up your nose or anything. You just pour the powder on thick and blow away the extra. These are the basics of fingerprinting, Mr. Wright. I guess I better give it a try. All right, so she's the first part is to dust it, right? All right. We're gonna start up here. Yeah, I get a nice cake up here. Right. Gotta make sure we get everything. You know, gotta be very thorough. Oh, no. Gotta be very. It's like mowing the lawn, right? You want to kind of have some overlap. Make sure you don't get some missing blades of grass, right? We're gonna go back here. We're just gonna make sure. Oh, missed a spot. Oh, over there. Gotta make sure that's good, and then we're gonna do that. Yeah. Oh, and then we're gonna just do that. Yeah. I just want to make sure I get the corners too. You gotta make sure you get everything. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah. Nah. This is starting to look. Yeah, I think this looks like a good amount. You know, it's like. I hope I have enough powder for any other dusting. I feel like, you know, I'm sure there's plenty. You know, it's like a bottomless pit. It's like a bottomless powder thing. All right. Maybe a little bit more here. Yeah. And maybe a spot up here or two. Yeah. And then maybe here. All right. Okay. You did it! You found one! But this looks nothing like a fingerprint. Now that you mention it, I guess it doesn't. What does it mean? I think it means we're out of luck. Out of luck? The person who left this handprint must have worn gloves. Don't tell me we've been wasting our time here. Hey, calm down. That's just the way it goes sometimes with scientific investigation. But it does seem a shame. While we're at it, why don't we look for other prints? Other prints. Looking at the locker door again, closely. It seems like there's fingerprints outside the bloody handprint as well. Let's see if we can find a clear print. Fingerprints outside the blood. You mean like this? All right. I'm not gonna do the same bit again, but I'm just gonna be like, you know, I'm just gonna make sure. My finger is mashing. I'm button mashing for all of my life. Just make sure you get it nice in there. All right, and then I hit. Ready? Oh, I need. Oh, wait. Oh, really, game? You're gonna. I don't have it complete down here. Oh God. Well, that's my hubris. There we go. Yay! A print so clear it's dazzling. Dazzling? Anyway, this print took a lot of effort to find. Let's match it up right away. So, we're not done yet? This is quite the process. It was the second graders. Echo! Hey, buddy! Welcome in. Welcome in. Hope you did well. Hope you're doing well. It was nice to see you earlier. How are you doing? It was the second graders. This is definitely the print of like an 8 to 10-year-old. Thanks for coming on in. Welcome in. It's great to see you. We're having fun. We're still in the middle of our investigation. But yeah, we're having a great time. I was in Frosty's chat earlier. I was enjoying watching her finish Spyro. Echo, you probably know better than me. Like, was that like how many times has she played that game? I gotta know. Anyway, so we're not done yet? Ugh, this is quite a process. Oh, that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Well, there's no point in hiding a fingerprint and not knowing who the owner is, right? I guess she's right. Look at the fingerprint data we got from Mr. Edgeworth. Like a lot of times. Okay, that's fair. That's good enough for me, Echo. Thanks. And point out the person you think left these prints. Huh? How am I supposed to know who it was? I could make a pretty good guess. The bully handprint and the fingerprints are in different places, right? That means the prints probably don't have anything to do with our case. So whose fingerprints would most likely find So, whose fingerprints would we most likely find on this evidence locker? Emma, are you okay? You seem to have like a little bit of a seizure there. Oh, I'm fine, it happens. Anyway. Well, if it's Detective Gumshoe's locker, I'm gonna take a wild guess that this is Detective Gumshoe's. Comparing. Did I make it? Comparison complete. Yay! I did it! Aha! So these prints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? You gave me this so what look. I guess that's probably because I was thinking, so what? Okay, so we came up with nothing this time, but there's always next time. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You gotta roll with the punches, Mr. Wright. Thanks for the sympathy. Wait, if I remember correctly, there is one other handprint in this room. Let's check it out. I was thinking about, like, do we check the glove, but that wouldn't get us anywhere. But he's right, there is one more handprint to check. Do I need to expose it first with the luminol? I didn't mean to hit that. Do I have to expose it first and then I can do it? No, it's already exposed, so. This is where we got a luminol fluid reaction, right? Right! There was a handprint here. Okay, want to try using this? There her eyes go sparkling again. She's got that gleam in her eye. All right, let's check for prints. That's the spirit. Oh, but I have to warn you about something first. What? The area with the blood was wiped away, right? We only ended up finding it using chemical means. Any prints in that area will have been wiped away too. Oh, right. So that means no prints. Would you say the probability of your hypothesis is high? Don't ask me! Anyway, we gotta try to find prints that weren't wiped away. Prints other than the ones left by the bloody hand. So they're telling me that the bloody hand will probably not have it, but they'll be, if I think about where the thumb might, if this was a hand, where the thumb might be, or maybe that's the thumb and there's like a pinky, right? All right, well, it's telling me in this basic they were finger painting. Bastards! All right. All right, here we go. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna speed run this. This is the speed run, all 99% powder run. You know, you got to make sure you keep a good click rate, through rate here. Otherwise, you're gonna get some spots here, right? And that's gonna cost me some time. That's gonna cost me some personal best, you know. Just that, like, you know, he didn't have enough soda, so he's not fidgety, you know. But that's gonna really cost him a few precious milliseconds on the timing. Wait, what? Hold on, sorry, my bit got. The menu is blocking me. A menu blocks your way. That is silly. Why would that be why would you block me like that? Why would you block me? I thought we were friends, menu. I thought we had a thing. All right. I think I got enough on there. I gave it my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matchy prints, will it? But it doesn't look like we'll get a clearer result from the print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Okay, so I tried here. Is there a place for the thumb or the pinky? I don't wanna, like, there is, maybe that's a different one? I don't know. I'm just hitting the button. There's no other actions going on, even though you can't see the bottom of you can't see where my hands are. That's all I'm doing. I'm charging my laser. Anyway. Ooh. I see. It's kind of weird the game won't give you credit unless you completely reveal it 100%. There we go. All right. Well, we got lucky. We found a print. Now, who could it be? Well, it's not Gantz. It's not Miss Stars. Emma, you did it. I knew it. It was the child. It would be funny if I did that and it ended up being a pretty high match. Not Lana. Not Gumshoe. Not Goodman. Jake Marshall. Hey, these fingerprints. Whose are they? Whose? Is it someone I know? It's Officer Marshall. Huh? Officer Jake Marshall? Marshall's fingerprints added to the record. That's gotta be a coincidence. He's not involved in the crime. Emma, this is decidedly different from Detective Gumshoe's prints. The luminol reaction, the blood and the fingerprints are in the same place. Oh! So we have Jake Marshall's fingerprints on a wiped blood stain. But why would Officer Marshall? It looks like our investigation's finally turning up some results. I guess this is what you'd call decisive evidence. I don't believe it. But it could be his locker. To be continued. All right. Wow, that was a long investigation day. Bum, 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 bum. Yes, I would like to save my progress. Are we going to court? It's time to go to court. Trial former. All right, back to court. Here we go. I've got a bit ready. February 24th, 9:41 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 2. So, what do you think, Mr. Wright? I think the prosecution is as confused as we are. After all, the victim was murdered in 2 different places at the same time. Oh, hi, Lana. And a different suspect was arrested at each of the crime scenes. Lana! Good morning, Mr. Wright. I apologize for yesterday. I was indisposed. I hope they didn't hold you too long for questioning. We just finished, actually. I'm used to all-nighters, though. So, how'd it go? It's as Mr. Wright suspects. The police are clueless. I figured as much, so I struck a plea bargain. A plea bargain? What do you mean by that? We agreed that if I told them the truth behind this simultaneous murder, they wouldn't seek capital punishment. That's what I mean, Emma. But Lana! Don't tell me you... Much to my regret, I'm as much in the dark about this as they are. Mrs. Skye. We found trace evidence of a certain person in the police department's evidence room. They belonged to Officer Jake Marshall. What kind of trace evidence? Blood-stained fingerprints, to be exact. That's the trump card I have up my sleeve today. You do understand what this means, don't you? In order to defend my sister, you're going to accuse Mr. Marshall? We have to play the cards we're dealt. Isn't that right, Mrs. Skye? I don't think she's amused. I don't think she's amused by her, she's not amused by her little, pony show. Do what you have to do, Mr. Wright. Okay. I'm like, okay. Guess I'll prosecute. I mean, guess I'll defend. No, bad Phoenix. You're not a prosecutor. Your dad wasn't murdered in an earthquake elevator tragedy. You don't turn to the dark side. 10 a.m. Rabble, 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 rabble. All right. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is... naughty, naughty. I'm afraid you'll have to clarify. It takes 30 minutes by car to reach the police department from the prosecutor's office. Rabble, rabble, rabble. Order! Order in the boat! I will have order! Yet the victim, Bruce Goodman, was slain at both places at the same time. What? That's not physically possible, is it? What's more, I hear the victim from the evidence room just disappeared. Yes, and the body eventually reappeared in the trunk of Mr. Edgeworth's car. Wow, this is one messed up trial. One of my duties as prosecutor is to present impartial evidence. Today, I will present evidence relating to the murder at the police department. In so doing, I believe the way in which we should proceed will reveal itself. Now that's what set Mr. Edgeworth apart. He sounds so on top of things, even though he doesn't know what's going on himself. And that's supposed to be an admirable trait? He's supposed to, that's supposed to be an admirable trait? Because if that's the case, why am I not getting heap praise on? Phoenix is like the king of fake until you make it. Very well, let the trial resume. On the day of the crime, what exactly transpired at the police department? Mr. Edgeworth, you may call your first witness on the day to the stand. For the first witness, the prosecution calls the suspect of the murder that occurred at the police department. The suspect? You mean the so-called murderer? Rebel, 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 rebel! Oh boy. Things are getting wild from the get-go. Rebel, 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 rebel! It's him. Also, everyone, I'll do it again. This is gonna be your one and only warning right now until he shows up again. Prepare your ears. If you're wearing headphones, you might want to turn them down a little bit because this is gonna get ugly. Will the witness please state his name and occupation? Yes, sir. I am Officer Mike Beacon, sir. My occupation is that would be murderer, sir. I don't think that's a profession. I mean, like, technically you could be like an assassin or a hitman. I don't think murderer itself is a profession. Yeah, that's my reaction too. Uh-huh. Judge ain't amused. So you're telling us you're a professional killer? Sir, it was me, sir. I'm the one who did it. I'll never kill anyone again, sir. You gotta believe me, sir. Oh god, that's the first tinnitus. Actually, what we'd like to hear, sir, I'm telling you, I'm what you would call part of the younger generation, sir. A person whose actions adults can't possibly comprehend. Oh my god. Ugh. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, sir. Officer Meekins. Yes, sir. Give us your report of the crime. Consider that an order. Yes, sir, as you wish. After all, I'm part of the generation that must be told what to do, sir. Oh man, he's got no backbone. No wonder he's called Meekins. It's got part of that. What is it called? What's that phrase I keep bringing up when I play this called? Nominative determination? Nominative determination? I think that's it. You can't fault him for a lack of enthusiasm. I can't fault him for a lack of a spine. Crime report, sir. Although it's not my normal duty, I was assigned to the guard station in the evidence room that day. I spotted a suspicious person on the security screen and rushed into the room. I was only doing what I was trying to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. I fought for my life, then I did it. After that, I passed out until another officer smacked me awake. So, the victim, Detective Goodman, attacked you? Do unto others before they do unto you! That's the Meekins family motto, sir! I see. Then you fainted, and a colleague helped you regain consciousness. Yes, sir! He knocked me upside the head, sir! Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. What I need here is more info to work with. Thinking. So how do I do it? Well, the first way to get info out of someone is to press them. All right, here we go. Mr. Meekins, you work in General Affairs Department, do you not? Yes, sir. I'm in charge of hiring new recruits, sir. Yikes. Now there's a scary thought. Although, to be fair, the enthusiasm would probably make him a pretty decent recruiter. Evidence transfer was taking place on the day of the crime, which meant many officers were given special tasks not ordinarily performed. I was in charge of guarding the Blue Badger, sir! The Blue Badger? Yes, sir! The lovely police mascot graded by the chief of detectives, sir! A monstrosity! I was to ensure it wasn't broken during the transferal process! Look at him undulate. There he goes. He's the real killer. I know, he did it. It was him. It was the Blue Badger. That was my sole mission for the day, sir! I see. Sounds like a very, important mission. Like, I feel like the judge is like, he's like side-eyeing, he's averting his gaze. Oh, that sounds like a real big deal. Oh, I'm so proud of you. After the award ceremony finished that day, there were so many people running around that I relocated the blue badger to the evidence room. Oh, so that's why you went to the evidence room. Tell us, what did you see when you got there? All right. In order to enter the evidence room, you need an ID card, am I correct? Precisely, sir! I have one right here around my neck! So then, your ID number should be listed on here, right? Yeah, he's thinking. There it is! I found it! It's this one right here! Could you please read us the number? Yes, sir! It's 489! It's 498-9596! That's my number, sir! I see. Huh? But the number 498-9596. Twice. That's the twofer. Is shown being used twice. Please explain, witness. It's no real mystery, sir. The first time is when I relocated the blue badger to the evidence room. And the second time is when I went to go get him after everything settled down. I see. So it was during that second time when... Yes, sir. That was when I spotted the man on the security screen. All right. I was only doing what I was trying to do, sir. I was suddenly attacked. So you were attacked. Can you please tell us exactly what happened to you? It was a knife, sir. A knife. Detective Goodman pulled a knife on you. What happened then? Well, with me charging in like that, he looked as surprised as I was. You aren't exactly the kind of person someone would want to run into. That's when I reacted, sir. I swung my arms like an octopus, struggling to detain him. That's how I got this gash on my hand. Maybe if you just kept your cool, your hand wouldn't be... When I saw the blood trickling down my arm, I panicked. I grabbed the man by his collar. Then I did it. What exactly do you mean when you say you did it? I know I don't look the type, but I'm really into kung fu films, sir. The man let his guard down for just an instant, so I snatched his knife from him. You took his knife. You took his knife. I spun around and performed a disarming maneuver. I made sure to close my eyes like a man. Yeah, that's how it works. He must have been, I see. When I was doing martial arts training, you know, sensei always had to bash me and hit me like, no, eyes closed. No, look where you're swinging. Don't look where you're kicking. Close your eyes, you idiot. The next thing I knew, his white coat was drenched in the sea of my blood. And then the next thing I knew... Yes? He punched me right in my face, sir! After that, I passed out, told another officer. What about what time did you regain consciousness? No offense, sir, but how am I supposed to know that? I was unconscious. Oh, right. According to the report from the officer that woke up the witness, it was about 5:30. He hit me right in the head, too! I woke up crying tears of pain! That's nice. I mean, it's nice you recovered, that is. When I came around, though, I made sure to finish my mission, sir! Your mission? Yes, sir! The Blue Badger, sir! I returned him to the entrance before things got out of hand! Well, we can all rest easy now. I believe we now have a fairly accurate picture of what happened. Yes, Your Honor. Only one thing remains unclear. Was the man this officer murdered really the victim? He's got a point. Yes, Officer Meekins. With regard to that, sir, take a look at this. It was sent to my jail cell. Why do you have that? Chief Gant delivered to me just this morning, sir. The chief delivered it? What is that? A videotape? Yes, sir. That's absolutely right, sir. A videotape, sir. It contains footage from the security camera in the evidence room. Objection. What? But I specifically asked if there was such a tape. I was told it had been mistakenly erased. That's quite a mistake. I just do what I'm told, sir. It's the only thing I'm really good at. You're not even really that good at that. Looks like communication with the police department is as good as ever. Alright. Sorry about that. Well then, let's have a look. Show us the video of you murdering the victim. no! Please stop using that word murder, sir. It scares me. Says the guy who just said he was a professional. God. Meekins, I want to smack you. I think maybe you should just be a professional person who stays unconscious. That might be more your speed, buddy. A video of a real murder. Just what are we getting ourselves into? 2:21 at 7:14, so that was when he was in the room, so that lines up. That bloody blue badger. That demon. He's in front of Gumshoe's locker. Alright. I'm gonna guess that's Goodman. Oh, how convenient. Something falls out. Bum, 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 bum. There's Meekins. This is where the confrontation. Oh, he did take a knife, slashed at him. Meekins did try to get him. Did it look like there was blood on his side there? Bum, 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 bum. He's out. And the victim's gone. And there's... Wait. There's a few things in that video that don't make sense to me. Edgeworth seems a bit mad. Meekins is fine. Well, I believe we're all thinking the same thing. How can we deal with these unsettling feelings stirring within us? Judge? Judge, are you okay? You okay, buddy? What the hell was that wriggling piece of plywood? Sir, that is the pride and joy of the entire criminal affairs department, sir! It's the Blue Badger, sir! Why am I not surprised this isn't going smoothly? Yes, well, anyway. This tape seems to prove that the witness did indeed encounter, someone. You got a crush on BB, the Blue Badger. Your Honor, instead of relying on clearly incomplete footage, the witness's testimony will suffice. Is that all right with you, Officer Meekins? Yes, sir, as you wish, sir. Mystery man. Did I that finger? I think like Judge was saying something, or was that automatic and I just overlooked it? His face can't be clearly seen in the video, but there's no question the other person was Detective Goodman, sir. I mean, he opened the locker, which required Detective Goodman's fingerprint to do. The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir. So it must be him. No one else could have unlocked it. Okay. What's this about a fingerprint? Each detective has been given a locker equipped with a fingerprint-activated lock. These locks ensure that each locker can only be opened by the detective it belongs to. Intriguing. That would mean the victim at the crime scene would have had to have been Detective Goodman. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. I don't know where this cross-examination will lead, but everything begins with contradictions. That's where I have to start. Mystery man. Yeah, I wonder why his face can't be seen in the video. Tell me, were you able to get a good look at him? At the face of the man who attacked you with a knife? Sir, if you must label people as having seen or not seen the man's face, I believe I would be classified as the latter? The latter? But you were standing right there in front of him, were you not? More to the point, you are the person who fought him, aren't you? Oh, yes, sir, but, I didn't get a clear look at his face, sir. I'm not the kind of guy who looks directly at people when talking to them, you see. Yeah, that's a good trace for a police officer. Still, I'm sure it was him. I'd bet my badge on it. Okay, I'll take that bet. But you don't know that for sure, do you? You never actually saw Detective Goodman's face. Well, I suppose you might say that. That is, if you must label people as having seen or not seen it. Since his face can't be identified in the video, only you can verify it. Why is everyone looking at me? If I had to label your stares as disturbing or... Meekins! Having been shown a questionable video at best, we are not in the best of moods. Now please be more certain when you testify. Yes, sir! You claim the man brandished a knife on you was Bruce Goodman. Tell us why you're positive it was him. About these lockers, is there no other way to open them? No, sir! I myself tried all kinds of methods in the past! They only respond to registered fingerprints, sir! I wonder what kind of methods he's tried. If the man opened a locker's lock, which only responds to its registered fingerprints, then he must be the person the locker was assigned to. Exactly my point, sir! And this too! The locker he opened is unquestionably Detective Goodman's locker, sir! Is it? I'm gonna have to look at this video again. There's no fast forward button. You're just gonna get all of this blue badger goodness. The light, wait, the light's already on. Why is the light already on? The light means it's on. If the light's on, that means it's already open, right? Yeah, it's already on. And then a glove pops out. Don't see his face still. And then here comes a Meekins. So that's an inconsistency. So I wish I could like pause this, but I just have to keep going. So he gets stabbed, but then I saw something there. Now all of a sudden he's got blood on his shoulder, even though he was the one who attacked. And then the last thing I saw after this was, well, that's a big thing. He's gone. Door is open. And then the last thing I saw was, you remember that shirt we saw stuck? Now it's there. All right. But what's the press? No one else could have unlocked it. I think that's what I need to press, because like, the evidence shows that it's already unlocked. Objection! Regarding the video contained on this tape, there is one thing in particular that seems rather strange. Strange. This contradiction leads to the possibility that the man may not have been Detective Goodman. What? This video contains such a contradiction? Interesting. Your Honor, I have a proposal. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. I propose we have the defense point out to us this alleged contradiction in the video. He would want me to point it out. Very well. Proposal accepted. Let us further invect this piece of evidence. I will now play the security tape. Mr. Wright, please show us this contradiction you speak of. I have to point out a problem in the video? This is the first time I've had to do that. You can do it, Mr. Wright. It's a setup so you can fast forward, rewind, or pause the video. Oh, good. Just take a good look and be sure to point out the right thing. Please don't play it too many times. I can't see him watching the video. I mean, it's got Blue Badger in it. I don't blame the guy. How did this guy ever become a police officer? Well, I mean, like, general affairs is probably more like parking violations or like, you know, bicycle traffic violations on bicycles. Maybe he's like there at the Koban to just like, someone comes by with like, I found this lost piece of property, and he's just like, he could probably do that. Yeah, that seems up to his speed, I think. I think he'd have to be on the job for 6 months. Now then, Mr. Wright, please enlighten us. Where is the contradiction that indicates the man may not be Detective Goodman? So I can fast forward with enter. I think it's this. Present as E. The thing that's strange about this video has got to be this. Officer Meekins. Sir, do you mean me, sir? No, I mean your brother, Officer Meekins Sr. Of course I mean you! As I understand it, the locker apparatus works like this. When you grab the handle, a sensor reads your fingerprint. If it's a match, the light turns on and the lock is released. According to my very limited experience, that's the way I understand it, sir! If so, something is seriously wrong with this picture. It's him. It's the demon. He unlocked it with his mind power. Hello, BB. BB Bora. Blue Badger Bora? BB, no, don't tell me it was you. Did you kill this man? BB, say it isn't so, BB. When the victim reaches for the handle to open the locker, let's rewind to a little earlier. Oh boy. He's like leaning back. He's like, I'm coming back. You know it. Oh, you can't escape. Here, notice the light? Watch this. It's already lit. Precisely my point, Your Honor. The locker was already open before the victim grabbed the handle. Ah! I love how he chokes himself. Order! Order! What is the meaning of this? It's very simple, Your Honor. The locker wasn't locked on the day of the crime. Objection! But the locker locks are controlled by an electronic system. When a door is shut, a sensor is triggered, and the locker is automatically locked. Oh, I know. It must have broken down. Of course, I'm not an expert in this. That's not likely, Your Honor. The sensor would detect and report any malfunction. Oh, well, it just goes to show novices should keep their mouths shut. So then, Mr. Wright, do you have an explanation? Me, Your Honor? Yes. Why wasn't the locker locked? Me, Your Honor. Yeah, well, you see, this isn't exactly my field. What do you think, Miss Scientific Investigator? Huh? Oh, maybe something like jammed the system sensor? Something jammed the sensor? Like strawberry? Like, say, there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah. Oh, he's saying there's something else that seems out of place in this video. Yeah, I thought so too. There's gotta be another clue somewhere in this footage. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. Mr. Wright, please point out the cause for this. Oh boy, more Blue Badger. Why wouldn't it be locked? Because it's already open here. I was trying to look and see if the time was going down, but that's not it. Or like the time was being manipulated, but doesn't seem to be anything that sophisticated. At least I don't see a time skip. Or they could have manipulated that. Why would it have been... Man, this, you know, this music is like great for thinking things through. So why was the locker open already? What could have caused the locker to be opened? But I didn't see anything being jammed. The only thing I can think of is like what we do here. So my first thought was like something like this. Like could have been stuck like that. Was I right? The thing that's strange about in this video has got to be this. Oh yes, that. I found that quite disturbing myself. Such sloppiness should not be accepted in any law enforcement agency. No, Your Honor, that's not exactly what I meant. It seems yet again you've lost sight of the problem at hand. What? The reason the locker was not locked. That is the one only thing you must point out here, Mr. Wright. Phew, seems I almost walked right into the defense's trap again. Now I'll really place him under arrest, sir! I've got to stay focused on the locking mechanism. Very well, let's inspect the video once more. The locker wasn't locked. So that's not it. What else could it be? Oh boy, this music's great for thinking, like I said. The locker, what caused it? Wait. I know. I think I know what. I think I know what might be it. I think what they want me to do is, because he walks in, right? And he comes over here, and boom! Oh, I got it. Let me go back. Back. Is that gonna be enough, maybe? Maybe? Please watch closely. This is the continuation of the part I showed you earlier. I had the right idea, but I was thinking like use that as a reference, but I did forget that part. The glove came out, so it probably could have gotten stuck, wedged in the door lock as well. Watch this. Something white fell out of the locker. But sir, it's been my experience that things fall out when doors are opened. I often fall out and roll out great distances when I open my car door, sir. We can't be sure that item was completely inside the locker to begin with. What do you mean? The sensor triggers the lock when the door is shut. What if something was inserted, say, between the sensor and the door? Inserted? Carefully inserted, so as to make the door look like it's closed, but it still blocks the sensor from tripping the lock again. That arm is struggling. This white thing wasn't inside the locker. It was stuck between the door and the sensor. Oh, I understand now, sir. It's just like my tie. Yeah, I'd buy that. 2 out of 3 times it gets stuck in the door when I get out of my patrol vehicle, sir. Instead of the door closing, my tie chokes me. Well, the object would have to be extremely thin to fit in the door. Not only that, it would have to block electrical currents. It would need to be an insulator. Yes, an insulator. But at the crime scene, there just might have been something that fits the description. But sir, by insulator, you don't mean... I think I finally got this figured out. Very well. Will the defense please present the relevant evidence? What was this insulator that was stuck in the locker door? You know, last I checked, rubber is kind of an insulator, and it's thin. It says extremely thin. The description makes that very clear. Extremely thin. I found this near the locker. A thin rubber glove. But we can't be sure that was in the victim's locker. It has a tag that says SL9 incident. The video seems to depict the victim opening the locker, but that isn't the case. The lit lamp attests to this. On the day of the crime, even I could have opened the locker. Is this not so, Officer Meekins? Sir, it would appear so, sir! Order! 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 So, are we to believe then that the victim, whom this witness stabbed in the evidence room, was not Detective Goodman? Do not be misled, Your Honor. What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? The defense has merely demonstrated that possibility and nothing more. The victim in the video was indeed Bruce Goodman. The prosecution will offer one more testimony to prove this. What? Officer Meekins, please testify about this. Sir! Me, sir? I'm not sure what you're referring to, sir. Salary cutting noises intensify. Oh, you mean that, sir? Of course, sir. Is this a joke? Well, I mean, kinda. It is kinda funny. Very well, begin your testimony. Mystery Man 2. There's one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir! To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card's used, there's a record of it. At the time of the crime, the detective has used his card. I think I know what to do there. An ID card record, I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. And it's true, it does say Bruce Goodman's card was used. The ID used at 5:14 is that of the victim. Just before the crime. Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were there so few people using the room? This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transfer there, and most were cleared up by noon. Right, a she. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination. I think I know exactly what to press on. But we'll play with Meekins a little bit. So, unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Oh, damn. Yes, sir. Solid as stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give the V for victory sign, sir. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. You must use their ID card. Is that card hanging from your neck one of those ID cards? Yes, sir! This card right next to my cuff, sir! I keep it there so I won't ever forget it! But what if someone were to steal it from you, keeping it out in the open like that? He hadn't thought of that. Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck. Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my car? Well, the remaining time it's my ID card that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID card chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer has only one ID card. Both the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to this. Please proceed with your testimony. And an ID card used, there's a record of it. And yeah, we know that. At the time of the crime, the detective had used this card. Well, I think I know what we're going to press on. But before we do, we just hit another ad break. So, yeah. Anyways. Thanks for hanging out with me, everybody. I appreciate it. I'll see you on the other side, and then I will press this bastard. Ooh, I'm gonna press this Meekin ham so hard, he'll be a pressed ham! I'm gonna press Officer Meekin so hard, he'll be a pressed ham! Oh, I ruined the joke. Alright, I'm gonna go deal with my embarrassment. I'll be right back. Thanks for hanging with me, everybody. I'll see you on the other side. Bow, 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 bow. I'm back. Ooh, all right. What was that? Didn't I get rid of everything? Keep telling me these messages. Stop lying to me, iPhone! You're full of lies and mystery. I don't know. Hi, everybody. We're comfy? Did you get water? Are you eating? Are you all eating properly? Are you all getting proper hydration? I don't know why I'm going grandpa mode. I'm not even that old yet. All right. I just realized I'm going on vacation in a couple weeks, which is nice. But at the same time, it's like, oh god, I got a lot of shit I gotta do, and there's a lot of things I want to play first before I go on break. It's like, I hope I can beat this game. It's like, maybe I'll wait until I get back from vacation to start the second one, just to be safe, you know, kind of like that. I don't want to get like kicked off, get on a good beat or on a good vibe, and then like all of a sudden have to quit for like 2 weeks. Anyways, we're back. Thanks, everybody. All right, I'm about to press this ham, this steamed ham. Steamed hams. Anyway, we already have the evidence. Welcome back. Finally done with the office part. Welcome back, Shizu. All right, I think the evidence here is like, because we had this, can only be submitted to the chief of police. So Goodman had already lost his ID and was on 221. Half-written document dated 221, right? Yeah, it's the date lost. He lost it the day of the murder. So yeah, this seems like a slam dunk, but here I go. Objection! Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir, or a lot of things for that matter. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense. Vacation when? 1 second. Vacation. My vacation, I'll put it on the schedule and let everybody know, but my vacation starts last week of second to last week of April. I'm going out on the 26th, and the Admiral will be back on the 7th. So I'm going out for like 10 days. I'm going on holiday for like 10 days or so, 2 weeks. Don't worry, I'll be back. I promise. Switzerland. I'll go into more detail after we get to, I gotta press this ham, but I'll be more than happy to talk about it later for sure. When I say crime scene, I'm not referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It is a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Lost item report. It's only half completed, but it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe this something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high probability. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. Rebel, 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 rebel! Order! Order! So now, what does this all mean? It can only mean one thing. It doesn't even require that much thought. The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Rebel, 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 rebel! Order! 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 Does the prosecution have a response? He's thinking. He's thinking in those beautiful charcoal gray eyes of his. I have only one thing to say to the defense. I love you. Bravo, Mr. Wright. What if he did? I love you. And the court goes, "Aww," and the judge is like, "Order, order! I will not allow tears of people cutting onions in this courtroom. I will have order." Anyway, bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo. Allow me to summarize the defense's argument. At 5:15 p.m. on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? I feel like we're falling into a trap here. He's basically trying to say that, like, that wasn't where it happened, but then you have to admit that something else happened. I don't know. Well, let's let Edgeworth cook. Let's let Edgy cook. That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is a fake, then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, yap it away, bald man. I'm a lurking. You got it, Soup. Welcome in. Thanks for the lurk. Exclamation lurk. Thank you, Soup. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is... I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. Pointing is rude, Edgeworth. Just to let you know. It's rude to point. This isn't gonna end well. Naughty boy. Well. Seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means a murder did not take place at the police department on 5/15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime could only take place at one location, the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. Yeah, I kind of figured that's where he was going. Is basically like, there was only one murder. This is like bullshit. So like, rabble. Trustworthy. Yep. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in the evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Who exactly was the victim Officer Meekins encountered? And where did this person disappear to? However, this trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of Detective Goodman. Thank you. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you had to do something or else Lana. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this mess? I don't think waiting. I think waiting is always the wrong answer. Object? Objection! One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? There's always there is another possibility in my mind. The other possibility in my mind, based on the evidence and the photos and everything, would be that he was killed in the evidence room and then somehow brought to the prosecution's office. Because wasn't Edgeworth also at the police station that day? He mentioned, yeah, I was there. I was even in the evidence room. So he was there. I think I might know what the actual truth here might be. I think I have a thought rummaging around the old noggin. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing and one thing only. The security video did not show the actual murder. Yep, sure didn't. There is blood on his trench coat and everything. But by the time it comes back, there's no blood there. And there's only one body, that of Officer Meekins. I think it's there. There's something chucked in there. However, it cannot be said that it is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. This just might be my chance. Time to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean, Your Honor? The defense would like to request a specific witness. Oh, and whom do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. The prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Very well then, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify. What is his or her name? Jake Marshall. Officer Jake Marshall. Why him? I can't let Edgeworth know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Fortunately, he works in the police department. We shouldn't need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. That gives me more time for the slide. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. We like runs out, arms flailing. February 24th, 11:32. So he'll be here around noon. Noon. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. I haven't figured anything out, actually. Lana, you're the one who knows everything. Emma, you always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Wright is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection, Baka. How can you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? I hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, no, not at all. We're just having some family tension between two, estranged sisters. Oh, guess I am, huh? I'll come back later. Yeah, just walk away. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You got a lot of nerve, pal. Making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you called me here. Doesn't seem happy at people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey! I didn't see you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? You mean this, right? He seems jolly. My apologies, detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? I think he is. I think he's just nervous around Big Boss. Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Could I bother you to bring me the SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident? But, Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. Miss Sky was a witness. SL9 incident. Files received from Lana. Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with the serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I brought you stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? I'm reading the court record. Of course not, detective. I'm not ignoring you at all. It goes straight into the pile of files. Files for the Joe Dark killings, solved 2 years ago. Closed. Serial murder sentence was death. Oh, he did kill a lot of people. Jones, Kirby. Not Kirby! I thought Kirby was unkillable, being an eldritch god and all. Knight, Moss. Marshall. Neil Marshall. Head prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth. Witness, Lana and Emma Sky. And executive producer. Executive investigators were Damon Gant and Lana. Head investigator, Bruce Goodman. Investigators, Jake Marshall, Angel Star. So, most of what we knew already. But there is a couple new tidbits of information here. I'm sorry, what were you saying, detective? I wasn't ignoring you, by the way. Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name's in there? I don't know. Unless... No, it couldn't be. Lana, this SL9 incident, is that... That's the classification number the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killings. Joe Dark. No, Lana, that's over with. No. Wait, Emma, wait. She ran away. You know what? I just remembered. I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal. I'm out of here. Jake Marshall. Angel Starr, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. This can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you, you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'd better take a good look at this file. Already up ahead of you, Phoenix. To be continued. Bow, 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 bow. All right, I'm gonna save my priorities. Man, this is a long trial. Yeah. So yeah, just while I'm gonna reply, but yeah. So I'm gonna take a vacation. Wanted to give myself some time off. So plus, you know, I finally got some more time off from work. Another 26 days. 6 are technically sick days, but don't tell nobody. You know, I might use those sometimes for extra days off so I can come hang out with you and like do streams and stuff. Anyway, you were warned it was long. I was several times over, and I appreciate it. I just didn't realize how long was it. Like, oh, like we'll get it done in like, you know, like 6 to 8 hours. No, it's like 12 hours later. Anyway, yeah. So I like to take one trip. I usually try to do like one trip inside Japan and one trip outside of Japan. Typically, my outside Japan trip is like go back, see Ma and everybody at home in Colorado. And but this time I'm deciding to go to Switzerland because I want to see it kind of looks like something out of like Lord of the Rings, and I want to kind of see it when it's like semi-warm. So I'm going to go down there and to the southern Switzerland, like near the French side. The French. And I'm just gonna kind of just walk around. It's a very busy itinerary. Like I'm basically gonna be doing. Oh really? I see. That's interesting. Maybe. But anyway, Annie-hoodle. I'll be on European time, so I'll probably be able to catch Shizu during her normal stream hours, closer to her normal streaming hours. And then for me, I have I'm gonna be in each town for like a couple days. So like 2 days in Bern, 2 days in Zermatt, 2 days in Lissau, and 2 days in Geneva, 3 days in Geneva, and then I'm gonna come back home and hang out with everybody again. But it'll be fun. I mean, it's a different vacation than what I'm used to. Like normally my vacations are like find a nice place, do a few things, but leave enough time to just relax and chill and vibe. And I had a lot of that with my last trip, which was in New Zealand. This one is going to be a little more active. I'm going to be like, you got a couple days, get a tour of the city, get some flavor, eat some good food, get a little drunk, walk a lot, get a good pair of shoes for all the walking you're going to be doing. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit more intense. Not my usual vibe, but maybe I'll like it. We'll see. Anyway, I'll be sure to take pictures and let everybody know. I'll be on the Discord and stuff when I can be. But yeah, you know, I will miss you guys. But we'll talk about that a little bit more when I get there. And I'm planning to do a lot more fun things while I still can. So don't you worry. Anyway, let's see. Let's keep going. We got a lot to do. Do a little dance, make a little love, get down and nap, eat fondue tonight. Eat fondue tonight. Anyway. 12:14 p.m. District Court. Oh, thanks for the hydrate, Shizu. Boy, am I thirsty. And then there is one. Phoenix Light stands alone. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. Oh man, I had such a great time. I got to go down the slide 10 times, and then I hit on the swing set. I nearly got over the bar. They say you can't do it, but I'll show them one day. Anyway, Emma didn't come back. She's I think she's in a bit of trauma. Why am I being bonked? What did I do? What did I do? Allow me to call the net witness to the stand. Gee. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Here he comes. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, Burner. Oh, I'm just a man, same as you. Wander around the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly cross intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Man, I get the feeling Edgeworth is not a fan of his shtick. But he's so charming, Edgeworth. He's got that deep voice from the Montana ranches. Anyway. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know, you're a patrolman. As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind. I've never heard Edgeworth described that way before. That's a good one, actually. That's funny. Funny joke. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? Desperado's soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Is he allowed to drink in the courtroom? I don't think he cares, to be fair, Richard Sheezer. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. he misinterprets that as like, yea, woe be upon thee, partner. On thou eve, 4 moons ago, thine buttocks was seated thusly in the chair by the security guard room. He starts going really crazy. What is he, T-Butt? T-Butt? I don't know who T-Butt is, but anyway. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make the rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon at the time when it went down. Oh. Oh, I see. Good one, Shizu. Got it. I got it. Say no more. I'm just an innocent traveling man. So if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. It's time I hit the old dusty trail. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complain. Now you're just slinging insults at the judge? Also, his beard's fantastic. Yours is just like, you don't even have a beard. You got stubble, my dude. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint-activated locks on the evidence locker? Fingerprint-activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? He's not being very helpful. I don't think he's used to being helpful. He's not that good with machines, or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? Oh, damn. He's got sass. And I'm not talking about the sarsaparilla in his bottle. This one seems like trouble. Oh, boy, trouble a-coming. Okay, Mr. Wright. He's all yours. Oh, gee, thanks, Udgy. My job was to keep a wary eye on the bone orchard. And you failed spectacularly. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence room? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't all that useful. When time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, felt like I was erasing part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't gonna do him any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. They said I was supposed to make rounds. Man, my style. I'm being bonked again. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know joined the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner. Can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? The room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street side saloon on the time it went down. But we know he was in there because there's a fingerprint. There's a fingerprint at the scene. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat that parlor's vongole sepia pasta. Vongole sepia... what? Vongole sepia pasta? Sepia is in like... I feel like this is a joke for spaghetti western. Because that's kind of like the theme he's going for here. I feel like this is a joke somewhere with that. Vongole sepia pasta. You mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually where Edgeworth says, "Did you not want a raise this year?" Salary cutting noises intensify. Out of ammo, Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or as you call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, you better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west to the sunset. One thing seems clear, despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room. The witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. True. I mean, this is a Texas fact. Apparently your superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I better up the ante. He's not from Texas. I feel like this is the first thing I should do because he doesn't know about the system. It's actually 3. All right, before I do anything, is that gonna ding me? It's not gonna ding me. But he didn't mention this. No, that's not it. All right, that's not it. This witness's statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Oh, I got dinged anyway. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to penalize you, Mr. Wright. I must be on the wrong track a little bit. The room is protected by 2 security systems. Remember, right? Phoenix was making me think like I don't want to present the palm print yet. Got dinged. I got dinged all right. I got ding dong bing bonged by the judge. I feel like this is the trump card I need, but it's either that, but like he says that, I'm like, am I supposed to present it? Let me do you want to just tra-la-la? I don't want to touch this tra-la-la. I'm not exactly in the mood for tra-la-la at the moment, but what if I try, well, maybe, oh, okay, I guess that was kind of a red herring. It's like, no, don't present the evidence. You mean present the evidence? Why did I listen to Phoenix? He doesn't know what he's talking about. His ding dong bing bong. Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime, and yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene, or to be exact, a handprint. How they feel like when he does it, he's like he's spitting in the courtroom. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects. That is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. Bitch, no. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Rabble, 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 rabble! Witness, what is the meaning of this? Your bloodstained fingerprints were at the crime scene. The blood was wiped away. However, a luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? He doesn't seem too phased. Seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall, about the blood-stained fingerprints. Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints found at the scene of the crime. I just cut myself. You see how many times I used this knife in a dangerous fashion? That's clearly I did it. Clearly it slipped one day. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprints was by chance. The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. How does he know they were wearing gloves? The witness's explanation appears valid, although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness, but this guy's hiding something. Now's my chance to prove it. But how did he know about the handprint? How did he know the murderer was wearing gloves? I guess, like, I don't know. It doesn't strike me as the guy who's keeping up to date. He didn't know about that, I would think. Unless he left it? Uh-huh. That's quite the coincidence, though. So, then, what about the bloody handprint? Big shot. Wasn't mine. It's no mystery. Please explain. My locker's covered with my fingerprints. It just so happened the murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. Was it? Feels like a big coincidence there. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Why? Unrelated. There's different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One's gotta do with breakfast, and the other's a type of murder. He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. He says that. How'd you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene, though to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. Okay. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place the hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. I can't let him squirm out of this one. I gotta find something. Did he check in? Maybe. But is that his... The only thing we left is this one lone ID. And they had to have come in before Miles. It could be him. Could be someone else. There's no blood on the glove, though, either. I don't know what to pin, but I feel like if I had to pick... I feel it's either 3 or 4 here. The Mertz and the fingerprint are related. I need to tie him to this scene somehow. I have the fingerprint. that feels too uncoincidental, but I need something that will be, I can't just argue with him. I'm like, well, there's a that's too impossible. That's impossible. He's like, you're impossible. It's like, how dare you? How dare you call me impossible? Anyway, I'm trying to think of this through. Let's see. I don't want to brute force it, but I'm like, let's see. We still have the video. What does the video show me again? Oh, I can't. Oh God, I can't fast forward it. We know from the first half of the video, we proved that the locker was already open, and we think it was the glove, but he opens up the locker, glove comes out. Excuse me. I don't think there was anything else here. The only thing I can think about is that spot in the locker. No, I don't think so. My thought process here is, if I look at the video, if I have reason to think, like, the only reason his fingerprint would be there at the same time as theirs is because that's his locker. I have reason to think what I think is going on is that's Marshall's locker, and I need to tie him to the locker. So how could I do that? I could do that by maybe the evidence locker or maybe the video. I'm gonna save real quick because I wanna test this, but I think that might be what I need to do. Let's see here. It's not that. All right, so I'm gonna take a ding. He's gonna bonk me. If it's not the locker itself, is it the video? No, it's not the video. Do I just present the fingerprints again? I'm gonna get bonked again. I'm gonna get bonked again. I'm being bonked. Nope. Oh dear. Oh, I'm in trouble now. Those are the only things I can think that can tie it. I'll try the glove, but I don't think that's it either. Yeah, that's it. I've been bonked. I'm gonna bonk. I've been bonked to death. All right. I'm gonna save us the problem of having to go through all that again. Let's get back. Maybe it's this. Maybe I think the idea is tie him to the locker, but maybe I need a time like when he says it on locker. No, bonking. That's 4 bonks in a row, man, or 5 bonks. I don't know. I've been concussed with so many bonkage, so much bonkage. No. No. Okay, I'm running out of ideas now. Any thoughts from the boat? Cause I'm getting stumped here. Let me think. So like, I figured those are just. It's only natural for my fingers to be in the evidence room. One of them just had me in the same place as the bloodstained handprint. All of these are leading me to the idea that, like, the idea was... only natural, sure. Am I just gonna have to brute force it? I don't want to brute force it, but let me think about that. Oh, let me look at the locker itself. Nope. What am I missing here? I feel like I know what to tie. I just don't know how to glue it. No. Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in danger. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just trying to like work my way through it. Do I do the tape already? I don't think I did the tape. Well, I did the tape and it's still wrong. So, I mean, penalized left and right tonight. Let's see here. What could it be now? Ba-na-na. Do I need a nudge? I might need a nudge. Let me think of this. Okay. Am I just down the wrong line of path altogether? Because the evidence I got during the investigation are the glove, the locker, the videotape. I don't know if there's anything else I can show that's related to him in any way. Plus, as they stated, my goal here is to prove he was there at the crime scene, or he's somewhere involved with it. The murderer was wearing gloves. Was he? How does he know? That was my thought. That doesn't look like a glove to me. And I don't think Meekins is wearing gloves, so... I don't see anyone wearing gloves in this. Plus, if it was like the theory is like, well, if he was wearing gloves, he wouldn't have opened the locker. Yeah, Meekins isn't wearing... I think the video... Maybe this is the contradictory evidence. No? Mentioned gloves, but I'm like, how does he know that? No. I don't see anything in that it's talking about gloves. Tried gloves and fingerprint. I did. I tried the gloves. Did you press him? I did before. How do you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up the reports. There was a bloodstain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on the Detective Gumshoe's locker. The glove fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that. So that would mean the murderer wearing gloves happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint. That's the only conclusion. Right, that's what they're trying to say is that... Yeah, they're saying that he had gloves, and when we did that fingerprint, we found no print, right? So... that's what they're saying is like, well, you can't, that wouldn't make sense because when you found the handprint there wasn't a glove. But then, and he's saying like, my fingerprint was there already, the murderer just happened to touch there. But my thought was like, well, the only reason someone would touch your locker is if they were trying to use it, right? So like, my thought is like, that's my thinking is like, the only person who would want to touch your locker or know to touch your locker would be you because you know it's your locker. And why would your fingerprints be on that locker? The most likely scenario is it's your locker. So that's my thinking, but I don't know. The video, I tried the video. No, that's not it. All right, hold on, guys. Wait, what are you thinking, Shizu? What are you thinking, Shizu? I've already died several times over. Fingerprint scanner? Yeah, that's what the lockers are. The murderer touched my locker where the fingerprint was by chance. Did I present the locker on this one? I think I presented the locker on this one too. So try connecting that. Yeah. I think I did this before, right? I did. He doesn't know about the locker as well. Did I present the locker on this one? On this statement?
Objection!
No. Hey, Shogun, how's it going? I'm in court and I'm dying. Good to see you, though. I don't think it's chance. I think it's not coincidence. I think he did that for a reason. That's my thought.
Objection!
But I can't prove it. I don't know how to stick it. I'm being executed over and over again. All right. I'm stumped. I'm gonna have to ask for a nudge. All right. I'm gonna go get a nudge real quick. I have that spoiler-free thing I can use. All right. Wait, I thought I did that. Didn't I not do that? Wait, did I not do that? Did I not press it on everything? Maybe I didn't press him on everything. This is a checklist. That's because I did not press this because I didn't make sense. Okay, the goal here is always press every statement. That's what I gotta do from now on. I forgot the #1 rule of court. Press everything. That's because how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? So he says it. Okay, so I was trying to tie it. He's like, nope, that's mine. That's what I was missing. I'm an idiot. I'm a dum-dum. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. I'm closing the FAQ thing again. That's good. That'll be good because I think that guide will be good later. It's a nudge. It's good for a nudge without giving away anything. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over that locker. Apparently, his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. All right. It's his own locker, and the print had been wiped. So now they've been updated. You starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood in the desert is just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that's this. The security tape? So long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. I tried, and I died 4 times, Your Honor, but I'll keep trying. Yeah, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Officer Marshall. Too bad it wasn't me in that video. Right, partner? That's a new statement. And he just talked about the tape. Too bad it wasn't me in that video. Right, partner? Well, you said that. I'm like, is there something here that... Wait, it does. I'm an idiot. Oh, God, Officer Marshall, why'd you have to say that?
Objection!
I'm an idiot. Why'd you have to say I'm an idiot, Merc? You're clearly an idiot. Okay, I was a little quick. I was like, oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. I was like a monkey, like neuron activation. It's like, okay, so what I was thinking is like, remember at the start of the tape there, like the locker is closed, but there's nothing in it. And then like, I can't do the point is like, at the end of the tape, there's something sticking out of the locker. right? Maybe I need to do the first thing first. So like, how do I present Marshall's locker? Well, this says Marshall's own locker.
Objection!
No. Is it the locker itself? I know what I want to do. I just don't know if this is what the game's gonna let me do. It had to have been you in the video because we established that the guy in the video with Meekins isn't Goodman because the door had already been unlocked. But we also saw that that closet, that other locker, Marshall's locker, was closed and locked. And then he came back, and the next time it came back over, there was something sticking out of it that we didn't see before.
Objection!
No? Do I just press it? Do I have to just press it? Maybe I should have pressed it first. Did I just forget the rule I said like 2 minutes ago? All right, I'm not gonna take another break. I'm gonna try here. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have.
Objection!
But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape.
Objection!
We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. Yes, there's video evidence. Oh my god. Guys, I'm just too hasty. I'm too smart for my own good sometimes. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright. You might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us in this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. All right, so I think if my hunch is correct, door's open. So whoever's coming in the trench coat can just open it up. Glove falls out. Meekins comes in. He decides he's gonna fight. Smacks up. All right, so let me slow down here for a minute, just to double check. Yeah, so now nothing there. Nothing on video. Meekins still unconscious. But when we pan back the third and final time in the video, ha-ha! Bringing our attention back to the security camera is a mistake I'm afraid you'll not soon forget, Officer Marshall. Days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? Very well. You can clearly be seen in this video. Yeah, it checks out. That's 8 words. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. I think he respects someone who can sass him back. I think Marshall is a guy who can respect a guy with a little bit of back chat. A little bit of back chat. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. So I had the right idea. I just have to remember, press everything first, then present. Because they might give you the key, or they might give you the way in. Oh, the white cloth. It's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Whatsoever, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Rabble, 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 rabble. Order, order, order. I will have order. Simone, hold your horses. Sorry, partner. You got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Murderer needed to hide something, so he opened a locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. He literally doesn't know how those lockers work. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker. Prove it. Is this what I can do? Oh, is now the time I present it? Fingerprint sensor. We talked about this earlier today, like literally like 30 minutes ago, court time. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprints. That was what was in my mind when Gumshoe told us that. It's like, I guess he just doesn't know about the lock. So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Is that jerky or like a piece of leather? I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Oh, you got me. Draw, Pilgrim, and I kill him. You got me. Order! 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 Witness! Explain yourself! This is a joke. It's the worst one I've ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke. I assure you, this is no jerk or joke, Detective Marshall. Sorry, I saw the jerky and I was like, this is no jerky. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. It's like, this is like, it looks like unflavored jerky. Ole! Ole! Please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? Also, I don't know, but we'll find that out after the break, I guess. Oh, man. Ooh, I gotta get my spine straightened a little bit. Ooh, there we go. That feels good. I kind of sit up a little bit more straight and all that. Oh man, that was a little bit like, so, okay, I had the right idea. I'll take the consolation prize that even though I am dumb, I had the right idea about like, you need to like, I needed to tie him to the locker. I just didn't realize how to tie him to the locker. That's all. Anyway. Ooh boy, oh boy, big news. All right. Anyways, so I guess I go stretch and I gotta go piss. Girl. I'll be right back. I gotta go take a pee break, but thanks everybody. I'll be back after the ad break. I gotta go pee. I don't know what I'm singing. That's weird. Who sings while they go to the bathroom? And back, I'm back, and I got some tea for my poor throat. I don't always say it that way. Anyway. Alrighty. We got a little bit of here. Man, it's a little awkward with this silence. Okay. Alright. But we'll be good. Are you guys looking forward to tomorrow as well? I hope you guys are. We'll be having a good time. That's a good one. Just for everyone know, why does it feel like the judge is one of those old people trying new trends that are already old? Yeah, he's got a bit of that. I think he's got a bit of that. I feel like for me, that's also going to be me. Maybe. I like the thing, if I'm being positive about it, is that, like, you know, the judge is just like, you know, he's still got the heart of a child, even though he's like 70 years old. Probably looks like he's on the brink of death. Although, if this is like anything like Japan animes, he's old and has a beard, but he's like, I'm 42 or something like that. Anyway, break's over. Welcome back, everybody. Let's continue. That's all right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure out the rest from here. We can? Have a look at these floor plans. More walking sim. Yeah, we'll probably do more walking sim tomorrow for sure. I don't know how far I'm going to get into that, but I definitely want to keep going at it. But I think, like, because I only have a couple more weeks, I didn't realize that my vacation time was coming up, but I got a couple more things I want to play on Saturdays. Fun games. We'll have some fun times for sure. Maybe time for one more collab or two. I'll see. Like going hunting with Shizu or stuff like that. We'll figure it out. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet, Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where was the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. Objection, Your Honor. He did not say 6-7. Yes, death. Objection sustained. Death penalty to the witness. Also, hello, Golden. Good to see you. Well then, let's hear it. Where was Officer Marshall at the time of the crime? I'm gonna guess he was in this giant case position. This is giant position marked K, Your Honor. Officer Marshall was standing right here. So, Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. That's almost as credible as Meekins' warp theory. Your chamber's empty, partner. Better relate. Wait! Right, I got it mixed up. He was the victim. Because he was playing Goodman. I'm a dumbass. Alright, let's go back. I gotta do all this again. But at least we can get through this really quickly. I did that stupidly. I did that. I played my hand, overplayed my hand. Then I press this. Yeah, we talked about the blind spots. Yeah, sorry. Okay. I just want to get to the spot. I made the mistake. Show the evidence. It's time to draw, Pilgrim. Man, I love Sunset Riders as a kid. That was one of my favorite games growing up. It's such a good Konami game, arcade game. I used to play that shit all the time when I was a kid. And then when it came out on SNES, I was like, badass. It was fun as heck. More of the Blue Badger. Everyone's favorite character this entire case is that Blue Badger. That's why I'm fast forwarding. Not because he scares me, he's gonna haunt my dreams tonight. No, I just love him so much. I need to see more of him faster. All right, here we go. So we established this, that like the only one who could have opened that was Marshall. So he put something in there, which means he had to have been in the room at the time of the murder. The Moida. I gotta admit, I think I said this last time, but Phoenix Wright has some good music. The soundtrack's pretty good. Got some, like, it's got a bop, and I can dance to it. And Konami, I was about to say Konami? No, Capcom and Konami are two different questions. Stupid. Right. Yeah, okay, so we're back where we were. Take that, give him the locker. He eats his flavorless jerky, he gets shot. You got me. Bury me with my money. Me in big trouble. Hasta la bye-bye. All right. Yeah, because it even highlights Meekins as the killer. I'm an idiot. I'm a stupid person. Why was I allowed to defend why was I allowed to be a defense lawyer? I'm dumb. I can't even point out the obvious. All right, it was him. Officer Marshall was standing right here. There. But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman, was. Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in this video is Officer Marshall. It was you, dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. But Meekins a moron. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. Also, he's kind of stupid. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his cards, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed it to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. If he showed that, his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? This jerky. I'm not gonna share my jerky with you anymore. You've got quite an imagination, partner. We got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? He's still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you've heard hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Again, you have stubble. The man up there on the bench has a beard. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence proving beyond a shadow of a doubt that Officer Marshall dressed up as a victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. This can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? Edgy? Naughty, naughty, Sheriff. It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. Hi, Mia. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise, but rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might be discovered later, as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. I think I know where this is going, but then again, I'm kind of at a 50-50 batting average here, so we'll see. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the scene of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that he opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, just what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so the video's my only shot. Very well. Let's take yet another look at the security tape. Oh, I do love that blue badger. After committing the crime, the witness opened a locker to put away the white cloth, Please show us why the witness had to open his locker. Do you remember what I said before where, like, during the attack, the little tussle he has with Meekins, his shoulder pops up just above the blue badger, and it's not white, it's red. Is it here? Right there, yeah. That's why he had to hide it, because now it has blood. Although, for some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end. Yet. However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. A bloody white coat? You couldn't just walk out like that, so you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent as then as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did. All of it. All right. It seems the time has come. Like, I hear, like, the whistling, like, the do-do-do-do-do, wah, 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 or, like, something like that. Anyway, Marshall's confession. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out and managed to escape. I knew which areas couldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Had to do it that day. Couldn't buy and let it die. Thanks for the hydrate, Shizu. When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The SL9 incident. The SL9 incident. 2 years have passed since that case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. But what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only that case's lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of the investigation. Why does he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. Why did you disguise yourself as Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transfer, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera? And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started filling out that lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor in the prosecutor's parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So, essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But he could because a rubber glove happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins to knock him out. You pulled the knife on Officer Meekins and tried to drive him off? Let's just say I was a little surprised. I wasn't planning on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I didn't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is a one-in-a-million type of person, mistaking a detective for an intruder and demanding to be shown his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. Salary-cutting noises intensify. When did Edgeworth get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me. I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say other than I hope he disinfected that, like dipped it in rubbing alcohol and all kinds of stuff. So, you knocked Officer Meekins out and managed to escape. Yeah, that's right. He knew the blind spots. So you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. Security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekins. If someone was in the security room when I came out, jig wouldn't have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room. But the blood found at the crime scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So, you stole the evidence from the locker? Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where's the evidence? It's still missing. How does he know that? Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Dun dun dun! Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free whether or not to decide to answer. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer. This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut in salary. Not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one's mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something went down that trail. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. Why is he so concerned with this incident? Maybe I should present him with what I think his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take another look. I already know. I have to go all the way back, though. You know why? I do know why. I know why. Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been slipping too much cactus juice, partner. I have the SL9 incident file here. The name, Marshall, is mentioned in here. In a list of murder victims, Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard that name. 2 years ago. He received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now I remember. Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed, and the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? He was my brother. He was investigating the murders of Damon Gant, the then deputy chief of police. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. We were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed, at least according to the public record. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? That's your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing's for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. Exactly the same time as the murder at the prosecutor's office. This fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's gotta be more than that. So, if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Which, in turn, means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky.
Objection!
But wait, a verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Objection! Which is why we examined the incident at the police department today. But there's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me that this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All of the mysteries at the police department have been resolved. No doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky, and the testimony of Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Oh, damn, edgy. Ah! Was that one word? I think that's one word. Oh, that kind of hurt my throat a little bit. I'm okay, though. That kind of hurt a little bit. All right. Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. All right. Hold on. Anyway, I'm not ignoring anybody, by the way. I'm trying my best not to, but thanks for hanging out. All right. Oh God, my ooh, that really kind of scratched my throat a bit, but I'm okay. I'll take another sip of tea. Okay, there we go. Thank you. I rest my case. Rabble, 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 rabble. It seems this trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security camera's tape really was fake, but I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Hold it. Your Honor, wait! Emma! The defense has an objection! A scientific objection! Right? Oh, what do you mean, right? Mr. Wright, are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor, in a sense. Please, Your Honor, all I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Emma, be careful here. Please, hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Oh, how generous. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to the Joe Dark killing. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky's sisters are in that file. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing. The other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So, did you find something? No. Okay. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But, Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh, boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright, with regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? I mean, if I scream and cry enough, would that be reasonable? If I throw a hissy fit or a temper tantrum, is that reasonable? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. To be fair, we don't know where that came from. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use, but still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark, Lana will be... Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If I've ever needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Well, here's the thing. We've established... We've established that Marshall has fingerprints and he touched his own locker because he had to put the code away. But what would have been the reason to put it on Detective Gumshoe's locker? What would have been the reason to put a handprint there? Could there be something I'm missing? That's the only thing that's coming to mind. It's like, we've established like there's a reason why there's a handprint there on Marshall's locker, because Marshall was in there and he got into a tussle with Meekins. But there's 2 things we haven't discovered yet. What's with the giant pool of blood, and why is that handprint there? I think there was another person in there. It's the other part. Yeah, there is. There's one more thing. This handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? This is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something's missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yeah, something that, when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all the evidence here, there's gotta be something I can use. The question is, Which item can prove something is missing in the floor plans? Oh no. Oh God. Is it? It can't be, but it's gotta be. That's the only thing that makes sense. I can't believe it, but yeah. About that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force, defender of truth, guardian of proof. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. So watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, watch. Ugh! That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint spot at this spot on the locker. What? Rabble. Had that yeah, I had the same revelation, Shizu. So that means, just exactly what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Blood traces were undeniably found in the locker. Don't look at me, I didn't put it there. Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma, on that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave a handprint on that locker. So that must mean this blood mark was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. Good use of the word balderdash, Your Honor. Balderdash? Hodgepodgery. Get me to the nearest haberdashery. Anyway, it may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time. Yep, he's blocking Gumshoe's locker. Someone bled prior to the struggle shown on this tape. It had to have been Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claim. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. We're going back and forth with our boyfriend. So then, assuming this murder you purport really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To summarize, the defense claims that prior to Officer Meekins being caught by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in the evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the locker proves this. Very well, then tell us, when did this first incident occur, as Mr. Edgeworth said? Proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Now then, will the defense please present its evidence? What shows when the first crime took place? It's gotta be the ID card record. Because we've established everybody in this room except for 7777777. 7 sevens. At this point, that had to have been then, because then Miles comes in. I think that's the only thing I can think of, but like, why Miles didn't see it, I have no clue, but you know, he was there, but whatever. Point is, that's it. It had to have been done then. I think it's this. If the crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID card would have been required. An ID card? Oh, the ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40 p.m. Ah, Mr. Miles Edgeworth, just what have you done? I never would have figured you'd had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's look at the chart again. There's one missing entry. There's only one other card remaining. 7777777. 7. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7777777. Can I just say 7 sevens? Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number is 7777777. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least, at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 77s belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. Yeah, that's great, you know, court of law. Yeah, you know, system of justice. We're not allowed to look into people who are, you know, richer and more powerful than us. That would be wrong. Moving on. Our system of justice is stupid. But that's ridiculous. Just how... I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. There is one situation which can be granted such authority. If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted. An official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how the prosecutor's office operates. Yeah, this is not looking good. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her. The defendant sitting over there. Your own little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 7 sevens. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. All I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9. The SL9 incident. Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Oh, hi, Lana. This is getting deep. Do you need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. At the time, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least, I did. Oh, this is getting juicy. Strap in, boat. We're in for a big confession. Oh, boy. Lana. I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant! Just what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all evidence in court? Can you look me, investigator in that crime, in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't! I don't have to, Officer Marshall. But why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. But Lana! Even if it involved forging evidence. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh my. Oopsie poopsie. We might have falsified evidence and sent a man to his death. See, that's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order! 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 Oh, the crowd is super rabble now. Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. To be continued. So that went well, I think, right? Like, we're all in agreement that that went perfectly. There was no notes and anything like that. That worked super, super well, right? Are we clear? Are we good on that? Right? No notes? 10 out of 10? That was loud. I got goosebumps. Or maybe just like something else going on in my face. February 24th, 3:12 p.m. Wright and Co. Law Office. So this is just after court, I guess. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. She looks so forlorn in that side profile. I didn't know. I never knew the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Sounds like everyone heard about these killings but me. Well, you're like, was your head like under a rock or something? Phoenix, what happened? Lana wanted Dark convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you... Yes, I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Jake Marshall's brother. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage, but before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then... What happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck, and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. A permanent picture? I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No. I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence, and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yeah, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true. Even though he may not have known it, Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did. Especially not to Emma. Guilt! Guilt! A permanent picture. Thanks, Shizu. Shizu's participating, and I'm glad. What did you see in the instant that that crime occurred? Okay, that does look like someone's about to get stabbed. He's like, don't stab me, bro. And Joe Dark's like, I'ma stab you. Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. Stay. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently, I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. You've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago, you must have been 14. That's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided when I grew up, I'd become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crime with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an airtight case. That way Lana would never have to forge any. I see. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Why then would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, he was being chased by a prosecutor. Oh, there's no mystery there. There isn't? Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course! This happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled to my sister's office. But then, why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective offices and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. What? News to me. Okay, so that would explain why she was at the police department. Also explain why... Okay, a couple things there. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Lana used to be a detective? I'd better have another talk with her. But I think we're gonna wait till next time for that, because I don't want to get too far into this, but I think we'll be able to, hopefully, knock on wood, we'll get further into the case next Friday. But I think for that, we're gonna save here, because we got a lot more to do. But man, that's fun. That was a lot. All right. Well, that was good. I think that's a good stopping point there. It's a little early, but that's okay. These things happen. These things happen. It's still good. It's still good. All right. Well, I hope everyone had a good time today. And I appreciate everyone who was there lurking or hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate it. Let's see. I'll do a quick roll call and then we'll go do something here. Wrap it up here. But yeah, Shizu, thank you so much for being here. Merc Turney. Maybe I should use that in one of the titles one of these days. All right. But yeah, so thanks to everybody. Thanks to Shizu. Thanks to Amu. Hi, Mamu. Hi, Amu. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping by, hanging in. Hi, BB. Thanks for hanging with us. Dreamer, always good to see you. Case, thank you for being here. Soup, thank you for lurking. Shogun, thank you for being here. I think everybody here, thanks for all the lurkers. Thanks for everybody on the YouTube side who came by. I hope you appreciated it. I hope you had fun too. But let's see if I can go find us somebody to go say hi to before I call it. Let's see. Oh, we could go say hi. Well, we raided her last night. Let's see. We haven't said hi to this person in a while. We haven't said hi to this person in a while, so let's go say hi to them. Esh is playing Claire Obscure. Claire Obscure. Obscure. Claire. I don't know. All right. As for me, your boy's gonna go get some rest and catch up on a few things before I go to bed and all that. But next time, tomorrow to be specific, at 10 my time in the morning, I'm gonna get a run in first. But afterwards, after I'm done being sweaty and exhausting, I think we'll do some more walking. I like Death Training. I want to give it some more time here, but we're kind of just taking it easy. Now that I realize that my vacation's there, I might just give Death Stranding a break. I'll think about it at the time, but at the same time, I think the plan tomorrow will be Death Stranding. And then maybe the next couple weeks before I go on vacation, we'll do some other fun stuff, some like catch-up stuff or some short stuff. But either way, we'll figure that out. We'll go say hi to Ash. She's playing Claire. Let's go. Ash is a good person. She plays a lot of adventure RPG games like us, so she's a good bean. You should go check her out. In the meantime, I'm gonna go get some rest, but thank you all for being here. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Take Toku, itekimasu. See ya.